till the day that you did. What happened now? Shake it off, wake.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you absolute gems out there. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. Man, it's awesome to hang out with you in the beginning of the week. And you too, brother.
Happy Monday,
Good
dude.
to see you, man.
That
Happy
was
Monday.
a powerful,
Dude,
wow.
That's man stuff right there.
How was your weekend, man?
It was good, man. Got some good family time in. Unexpected little road trip yesterday, which is great. So,
Those are
yeah,
always
exploring
very welcome.
our own backyard, as we
All
say.
right. Well, Graham's been playing around in other backyards, chatting to movie stars across the world. And today, he chatted to Rosalind Sanchez about that movie Traffic that everyone is anticipating so
Absolutely. Can't wait to find a little bit more from that one. I can't believe you got to interview those stars, man. Brilliant movie. And then we're also going to be unpacking ICASA's new data regulation proposal, all right? So
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, man. We've been talking about data for a long time now in South
Is it
Africa.
falling?
What's going to be
Is it
happening?
not
Is it falling? Hashtag, yeah, what's happening, man? We'll see.
Yeah, and we also take a look at the revival of a South African Legends play, Gibson Kente's How Long? It's going back into theatres now, so very, very cool stuff to see that we are celebrating our legends.
And this one should be interesting. Of course, it's Monday's Relationship Talks with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. The benefits of dating yourself. That's what we're talking about today.
That's a thing?
Apparently it's a thing.
Dating yourself. How to even do it to begin with. We'll find that out from Dr. Eve. So later on you'll be giving us a call on 021-430-9881 as we engage in that topic of conversation. I know Leanne has particular interest in it. In fact, she just raised her hand.
Yeah, no, she's brilliant to dating herself. Listen, but we'll get into that. We also have the brilliant Art Matthews in studio this morning. He's going to be performing for us. He's there looking all Art Matthews this morning.
One of my favorite dudes to see at any given time of the day.
Love him, man. Love him.
An absolutely wonderful Monday. But let's get the day underway, shall we? Take a look at those news headlines. Leanne.
Good morning. In the national news, a new wage offer aimed at ending the lengthy national bus drivers' strike affecting millions of commuters has been made to the union. This was confirmed yesterday by South African Transport and Allied Workers Union spokesperson Zanele Sabelas. Now, striking drivers are now being offered an increase of 8.75% for the first year and 8.25% for the second year. They had initially demanded a 12% salary hike across the board, but the figure was later reduced to 9.5%. Tougher legislation is on the cards for smokers if the controversial Control of Tobacco and Electronic Delivery Systems bill is passed later this month. Smokers won't be able to smoke in any outdoor public space, including smoking sections in restaurants, at work, in a car, if there is a child or more than one person inside, townhouse complexes, common areas, or any other where children are being taught or cared for. The bill will be gazetted for public comment later this month. Now moving further abroad, Lebanon went to the polling stations yesterday for the first parliamentary elections in almost a decade. The last elections in the country were in 2009 for what was supposed to be a 4-year term, but Parliament extended its terms twice due to instability in neighboring Syria and to reform the country's electoral laws. Current Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri caused a political crisis in November when he fled the country and announced his resignation in fear of an assassination attempt. He later withdrew it. Official results are expected later today. And then finally, a gang of what are reported to be former cattle rustlers have killed at least 51 adults and children in a village in northern Nigeria. Some bodies were mutilated. Survivors say the attack took place on Saturday afternoon in Kaduna State, where homes were set alight and shots fired, causing people to flee in panic, many straight towards the gunmen. Residents have demanded that President Muhammadu Buhari's government urgently deploy more police and military personnel to protect vulnerable villages. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Here's our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Thanks very much, Leanne. Taking a look at the scoreboards on this Monday morning. Football's greatest rivalry ended all square last night as Barcelona drew 2-2 with Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. Now, Madrid had to come back from a goal down twice against 10-man Barcelona, and the result now sees Barca maintain their unbeaten run this season with 3 games left to play. While over in the Premier League, Man City lifted the title after a goalless draw with Huddersfield. Arsenal beat Burnley 5-0, while Chelsea saw out a 1-0 win over Liverpool. Mamelodi Sundowns had to settle for a point in their CAF Champions League group stage match as they drew 1-1 with Wydad Casablanca on Saturday. All the goals came in the first half as Sundowns went ahead through a Wydad own goal, but the Moroccan side managed to pull level 17 minutes later. Sundowns now return to the PSL action this weekend as they face Bloem Celtic in the last game of the season. And the Cheetahs' Pro 14 run this season came to a swift end on Saturday as they suffered a quarter-final loss to the Scarlets. The Free State side had no answer to their opponent's onslaught in Wales as the home side scored 6 tries on their way to a 43-8 victory. In Super Rugby action this weekend, the Lions lost to the Hurricanes 28-19, while the Stormers beat the Bulls 29 points to 17. And finally, the Protea women took a 2-0 lead in their ODI series against Bangladesh yesterday after an emphatic 9-wicket victory in Potchefstroom. The Proteas bowlers put on a fine display to limit the visitors to 89 all out, and in reply, South Africa only lost 1 wicket as they won the game with 32 overs to spare. South Africa will be out to seal the series win when the 3rd ODI of the 5-match series takes place this coming Wednesday. And that's a wrap-up of all of the sporting news from the weekend.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's quickly take a look at your weather and your temperatures for the first time on your Monday morning. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect nice and warm temperatures with sunny conditions. However, temperatures are set to drop, especially over the Western Cape by this evening, hopefully bringing with it some much needed rain. Your temperatures, Polokwane starting off on 8 minimum, reaching a high of 26 degrees. Mbombela 9.29. Pretoria 9 minimum with a maximum 25 degrees. Johannesburg 7.23. Mahikeng 10.26. Klerksdorp 7 this morning, reaching a high of 26 degrees. Kimberley 10.26, Bloemfontein 5 minimum, nice and cool this morning, but reaching a warmer 24 later on today. Richards Bay 15.30, Pietermaritzburg 10.28, Durban 18.30, Mthatha 10.29, East London starting off on 19 minimum, reaching a high of 27, Cradock 10 minimum, your maximum 29, Port Elizabeth 15.25, George 14 and a hot 32 later on today, Sutherland 6.23, Cape Town 14.23, Worcester starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 29, Springbok 8.23 and Uppington 11 minimum this morning and your maximum 30 later on today. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time at 6:30. We'll keep you updated as always.
Well, we live in a world that is constantly changing and life seems to be getting faster by the day. So as we welcome today, the 7th of May, let's take a look at what happened in history on this day.
Absolutely. Well, in 1994, Edward Munch's iconic painting, The Scream, was recovered undamaged after being stolen from the National Gallery of Norway in February. Now, The Scream shows a figure of an agonized expression against a landscape of some tumultuous orange background. As you can see, there's people staring at it there. And it's been described as an icon of modern art, a Mona Lisa of our time.
Exactly. I feel like that's what I look like in the morning.
Really?
I woke up like that.
The Scream.
Well, in 1895, in St. Petersburg, a Russian scientist named Alexander Stepanovich Popov demonstrated to the Russian Physical and Chemical Society that his invention, the Popov lighting detector, which was a primitive radio receiver. Now, in some parts of the former Soviet Union, this day is celebrated as Radio Day.
Wow, fantastic stuff. And also in 1664,
Whoa,
taking it all the way back to there.
Long time ago.
Yeah, Louis XIV of France began the construction of the Palace of Versailles. Now, when the chateau was built, the community of Versailles then was a small village, and it soon became the seat of political power in the Kingdom of France when Louis XIV moved to the royal court in Paris. And today it's open as a museum and a very popular tourist attraction indeed.
I would like to live in a chateau one day.
Chateau du Versailles.
Okay.
I hope my French is on point.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like poetry. Well, that is our bite-sized dose of what happened on this day in history. Seize the day and make it one for the books. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui, indeed. Make it one for the books. So we're going to take a very quick moment in between. Don't go anywhere. Your Monday is now officially underway. When we come back, we take a look at the benefits of physical exercise for your children. And there are so many benefits. And then talking about physical exercise, it's your Monday shake-up with Cindy. We are here. We're doing like a Zumba workout. I'm actually going to get in there today. So it should be quite funny. Stick around for that and more after the break.
Sure. Come on, justify it. Ask yourself why you do the things that you do. Do you need a reminder of the dreams you swore you'd never forget till the day that you did? What happened now? Shake it off. Wake up now. You don't have to tell anybody or tell anyone. You just have to walk in the sun until the light comes on. Then tell everybody, tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Go find someone to witness for you. Witness for you. Can I get a bit more guitar on the wedge? Come on, justify it. Only you can tell if this is how it should be. Do you need a reminder of the dreams you swore you'd never forget till the day that you did? What happened now? Shake it off. Wake up now. You don't have to tell anybody or tell anyone. You just have to walk in the sun until the light comes on. Then tell everybody, tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Now go find someone to witness for you, witness for you. Yeah, I could maybe do the bit more beat in the monitor, if possible. Otherwise, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning, you beautiful people. Happy Monday, and thanks for joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. As we quickly reflect on our Facebook page, that's Zoe over there giving you the weather, and we asked you this morning on this very happy Monday, who is the most inspirational person in your life and why? Let's see what you had to say. Carmen here saying, good morning, Expresso Morning Show. That would be my mom, Vanessa Partington. She's my pillar of strength and my hero, and she gives me ideas on how to be an inspiring young lady. Thank you very much. Patsy there saying, good morning and have a blessed day, and so may you. Garth says, my brother Nahum, because when he gives me a smile for the day, I just feel comfortable and joyful. It's beautiful stuff. Let's take another one here. Nathan says, my mom, an inspirational pillar, as well as other women out there who play a motherly role in my life. That's brilliant. I particularly like this one as well. Donné mixing some Motivational Monday with some MCM as well, saying, my husband Patrick and our son Joshua, every day with him is a blessing from God. Beautiful stuff. Keep sharing your thoughts with us on our Facebook page and of course on our Twitter handle as well. And when you do so, use hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, if you're struggling to get your kids to be more active, then introducing them to yoga might just be the solution you've been looking for. You would went to Blissful Kids Yoga to find out how yoga can be good for your child's development and overall happiness.
All right, so the winter months are fast approaching. That means as a human species, naturally, we will become a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more lazier, and that's okay. But the worrisome thing is that our kids are actually getting lazier. Now, a recent study showed that 1 in 4 preschoolers are overweight and that kids in general watch between 3 and 5 hours of TV every day, and that needs to change. Well, the big question here is, what can we as parents do to change that? One of the easier things to do is to look at healthy nutrition, to have a happy and an active day. But looking at healthy nutrition is but half the battle won. Now you need to get them active. And that is why I'm spending time with Yanni from Blissful Kids, learning about kids yoga and what that can mean in terms of the healthy development of your child. Yanni, let's start with the more obvious, the more self-explanatory question, but why is it important for parents to make sure that their children are active?
Well, I think it's one of the most important things. Being active, it gets them to release energy, and then in return that gives them fresh oxygen to the brain. It helps with concentration and focus, it helps strengthen the muscles, and then it really helps with sleep, so kids can sleep better.
Okay, so I am here to learn more about the benefits of yoga with regards to your children, but before we get into that, what are some of the things that parents can actually do to make sure that their children stay active, keep moving at home?
If you're not doing yoga with your kids as an activity, you can always go for walks in the forest or in the mountain, play tag, run on the beach, play ball, kickball. You know, there's so many activities that you can do with them. And yeah, I think it's good for parents and children to spend that time together and be active, yeah.
It's important to be active because it keeps you fit, healthy, and it's a good way to socialize with people. I like being active because I think it keeps your body nice and healthy.
I think it's important to be active because it keeps you fit.
I like being active because it makes me feel happy.
Right, Johnny, now what are some of the benefits that children can gain from doing yoga?
I think one of the most important things is it gives them body awareness and breath awareness. And in today's world where everything's so busy and they don't really have off time, they get to regulate their emotions with the yoga and just quieten their minds. And it also releases the happy hormone, so they've got a happy mindset. They want to do more work, and it also stimulates problem solving, so they get to problem solve while being active, and then they can bring that into their learning.
And that's great to know, because if you take a look at the lifestyle of children nowadays with all the TV, the screen time, the social media, do you think yoga will really help to flip the switch and help ground your children?
I mean, for kids and adults, to be able to just sit and do nothing and just be is very important and very crucial in today's life, and they don't get the time to actually do that.
I like doing yoga because I do lots of sports, and to prevent injury, I do yoga to just calm down and stretch my muscles.
I like doing yoga because it keeps me calm because I do karate.
Yoga makes me feel happy.
Yoga makes me feel relaxed and fit.
So what have we learned? Well, the biggest influence that you can have as a parent is to partake in physical activity. Encourage your little ones to be more active every single day, and most importantly, lead by example. If you are an active parent, most likely your little one will follow suit, and that is one of the greatest gifts that you can possibly give. So speaking about active kids and active parents, well, now it's time for the adults to get down with some exercise on your Monday morning. Cindy Abrams is here. Shake it with Cindy. She's back in the building for another blistering Zumba workout. How are you doing, Cindy?
I'm very well, and yourself?
Good, thank you. Can't complain. Good morning, team. Lovely to have you guys as well.
Are you ready to shake?
Listen, I haven't done Zumba in years. Okay.
Don't worry, you got this.
We'll be fine. All right, cool. Well, you can join at home. Let's have some fun. It's a Monday morning. Wake up. Let's go.
Okay. Step. Step. Now, single, single. Last one. Now double. Roll your hips back. Single.
Oh.
Last one. Now double. Now arms up. Chest back. Well done. Chest. Now hips.
Oh boy.
Now row. Hands. Row. Last one. Step.
Okay.
Now double. Single. Keep going. Double. And arms up. Chest. Arms. Chest. Row. Hips.
This
Again.
hip rolling action is a little bit tough for me.
Again. Single. Double. Step. Double. Now you've got this arms.
We got
There
this.
we go.
We got this.
Chest.
Okay. That's how you go into a Monday morning, people. That's it. Roll those hips. Make sure you're awake, man. Don't hold back. Leave it out there on the dance floor. It's awesome, Cindy. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, man. Zumba, man. Always a great way to start your day. Great way to get a smile on your face and a great way to get fit as well. She's going to be back a little bit later on with yet another powerful, explosive, flaming Zumba session just for you.
And how are you feeling?
Did you see that? He's like, it's flaming. Great way to start your Monday. Welcome to it. Now listen, there's a famous book called The Wisdom of Trees, which celebrates nature's genius and mankind's ingenuity in making the most of it. And next we meet Hilton Davids and an organization that uses not trees but humble vegetables and a vegetable garden to share the same wisdom and lessons with young people in need of direction.
Unemployment is one of our biggest problems in our area. Our youth, normally, they get involved in gangsterism, using drugs and all other negative things in our area. So keeping them busy and focused, I think, would maybe do some planting and starting their own gardens will be quite helpful.
Hilton Davids is the founder and CEO of Flottenberg Community Organization, which has a core focus on 6 to 13-year-olds, but also supports disadvantaged families and the elderly.
Our aim is to see that our youth, they start getting busy with doing positive things in our area, become role models for our youngsters, and also that they get some employment so that they can also cater for their own families. We normally have our after-school project and our feeding scheme. We actually feeding 140 children after school every day. That is children coming from school doing their homework, and also we're giving them some parental supervision and some guidance. Some of the things that we actually planting, the vegetables, we also use it in our food that we provide for the children.
Crops grown in the garden include highly nutritious spinach, beetroot, leeks, lettuce, cabbage and carrots, as well as a variety of herbs. Many young lives are being turned around here.
So a lot of the youngsters is hanging around on the corners, and normally gang fights started here. But since we have started a garden, it's really a positive influence over our youth. And they're so actually interested and is more responsible now.
Hierdie projek is baie belangrik want ek sien daar's baie verskillende goedjies wat hier aangaan, waar die kinders honger ly, hulle ouers is werkloos en dit is hoekom die rede hoekom ek weer in die projek kan val. Dit is baie belangrik vir die kinders om hier te kom leer wat is daai tipe groente en hoe plant jy dit. Daar's baie van hulle wat belangstel as
I learn to grow plants and work together to make a garden and work together to play, and it's nice to work in the garden and grow plants.
I learned that you must always grow your garden so that you don't always have to go to the shop and go buy carrots and cucumbers, things like that. You just go to your garden and go feed some.
I just want to tell young people out there, it's very fun to grow plants in the yards and they can learn very much of it.
Just as these vegetables have taken root here, the garden is providing a sense of stability in the community, a place where values can grow and young minds can see a future.
I love initiatives like that to inspire us all on this Monday morning. Speaking of inspiring, Art Matthews just sipping away at his coffee and reading his newspaper like a grand old intellectual, you know. I like it, man. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Listen, when we come back, we've got a mouthful to wrap up about this weekend's sporting highlights. There was lots that went down.
And then you're like, I was supposed to say, can
What?
you guess our mystery celeb?
Really?
And there he is.
Really?
He's the mystery celeb.
No. Have I ruined the game now?
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh.
Princess is making something absolutely amazing in studio. So we're going to take a quick break.
That's okay as well. It's okay as well. We can, you know, it's all right.
It's a Motivational Monday with Afternoon Express live at 4:30 on SABC3. Today we're joined by renowned actress Samkelo Ndlovu. She dominated entertainment headlines earlier this year when she revealed the birth of her little princess on Valentine's Day. So she chats to us about juggling a busy career on screen and caring for her new baby boy. Plus, creative music group Batuk treat us to an exclusive live performance. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. I'm still reeling from our Zumba workout. It was amazing. Man, what a way to wake up. Thank you so much for joining us. Right now, though, let's quickly get into some sporting action. What took place over the weekend, my brother?
Yeah, man, and surely the Stormers continue to find vein of form against the Bulls at home as they produced yet another victory in front of the Newlands faithful. While in soccer, of course, all eyes were on the Camp Nou with Real Madrid and Barcelona's El Clasico clash. Ended all square. But in case you missed it, we've got a bit of a wrap-up for you. So it was the 238th competitive El Clasico. 192 countries of fans around the world watched it as Barca opened the scoring through Luis Suarez's 10th minute goal, but then Ronaldo had to bring him back. Of course, he's been the man of the season for Real Madrid, as he's always been. He did so in the 14th. Lionel Messi then made it 2-1 in the 52nd, and Gareth Bale brought the score back to level once again at 72 on the 72nd minute. And Gareth Bale, who hasn't seen much time on the field during the season, once again, I think creeping back into the hearts of the Los Galacticos. There you can see a bundled in goal, but we'll take it nonetheless. I'm sure Cristiano really does appreciate that. But what is significant about this 2-2 draw is that after claiming the La Liga title, Barcelona still remain unbeaten this season. So that's an incredible run. And I guess all the Catalan fans are super, super happy about that. Let's go over to some rugby news. Of course, it was the big battle of the North versus the South, the Stormers versus the Bulls at home. Packed out crowd at Newlands in Siya Kolisi's 100th game for the Stormers. A very special one, so you can imagine that there must have been some extra motivation. But the Stormers did continue their fine record at home. They ended up beating the Bulls in the final score. Halftime, when it came around, was 12-10. the score, but then the Stormers' defense was resolute. That's what they were talking about. There was no ways that the Bulls could break through that. And of course, at some point, the Lions looked like they might do the job over the Canes, but then it was just too much for them. And the Sharks doing the job there over the Highlanders. So a big congratulations to them. And if we flash back quickly to the English Premier League over the past weekend, Manchester City drawing against Huddersfield 0-0. A game that you might have seen them winning 5-0 at some point, with Huddersfield having had the season. But I mean, of course, they've already got the cup. They've raised it. What else do they need to concentrate on? Give the young runners a chance there in the team. Chelsea pulling off a 1-0 victory against Liverpool. Eden Hazard proving to be quite a phenomenal force in that game. And in the season finale for Arsene Wenger, who waved goodbye to the Gunners with his last game against Burnley, 5-0 at the Emirates Stadium. What a send-off for a man that has served the club for some 22 years and created such memories. I don't think we'll ever, in our lifetime at least, see a club called the Invincibles again.
What a title to have, man. What a title to have.
Merci, Arsene Wenger. Merci beaucoup.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kat. Thank you very much, man. That's a roundup of your sport on your Fuga Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
In your headlines this morning, a new wage offer aimed at ending the lengthy national bus driver strike affecting millions of commuters has been made to the union. An increase of 8.75% for the first year and 8.25% for the second year is now being offered. Tougher legislation is on the cards for smokers if the controversial Control of Tobacco and Electronic Delivery Systems Bill is passed later this month. On the international front, Lebanon went to the polling stations yesterday for the first parliamentary elections in almost a decade. The last elections in the country were in 2009. And then finally, a gang of what are reported to be former cattle rustlers have killed at least 51 adults and children in a village in northern Nigeria. Survivors say the attack took place on Saturday afternoon in Kaduna State. Well, those were your headlines. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
And here's a quick look at the scoreboard over the weekend. Football's greatest rivalry ended all square last night as Barcelona drew 2-2 with Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. Mamelodi Sundowns had to settle for a point in their CAF Champions League group stage match as they drew 1-1 with Wydad Casablanca on Saturday. The Cheetahs' Pro 14 run this season came to an end on Saturday as they suffered a quarter-final 43-8 loss to the Scarlets, while in Super Rugby the Lions lost to the Hurricanes 28-19 and the Stormers beat the Bulls 29-17. And finally, the Protea women took a 2-0 lead in their ODI series against Bangladesh yesterday after an emphatic 9-wicket victory in Potchefstroom. The third ODI of the 5-match series takes place on Wednesday.
Let's quickly take a look at your roads for the first time on your Monday morning. Now in Gauteng in Midrand, there is a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound, and that's after Allendale Road, blocking 4 lanes. So please use alternative routes and just be aware of what is going on in the area there. But that's it. That's what we have for you. Traffic will keep you updated throughout the course of your Monday morning. Stick around for that. Right now, though, let's get into your weather.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Right, so in your weather for your Monday morning, it looks like most parts of the country can expect nice and warm temperatures with sunny conditions. However, temperatures are set to drop a little bit, especially over the Western Cape by tonight, hopefully bringing with it some much needed rain to the province as well. Polokwane this morning, 8 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees. Mbombela 9:29, Pretoria 9:25, Johannesburg 7 minimum with a maximum 23 degrees. Mahikeng 10:26, Klerksdorp 7:26. Kimberley this morning 10 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees. Bloemfontein 5 this morning, nice and cool but warming up to 24 degrees later on today. Richards Bay 15:30, Pietermaritzburg 10:28, Durban 18:30, Mthatha 10:29, East London starting off on 19 minimum with a maximum 27 degrees. Cradock 10:29, Port Elizabeth 15:25, George 14 with a high of 32 degrees. Sutherland starting off on 6 minimum with a maximum 23. Cape Town 14:23, Worcester 12:29, Springbok 8 minimum with a maximum 23 degrees, and Uppington starting off on 11 reaching a high of 30 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. I'll bring another update just after 7.
Well, it's early on a Monday morning, so let's see if we can dust off the cobwebs of the weekend as we play Guess Who. And you know how it works. We've deliberately blurred out a photo of somebody who's very well known, and we're going to give you some clues and see whether you can guess our mystery person. So here's a picture. Squint your eyes at that one. What clues are we giving?
I can guess based on this, so you're going to need the clues. This is an Afrikaans singer and songwriter, even though his voice sounds equally amazing when he's singing in English. He released his debut album, Stop, Wag, Bly nog 'n bietjie, in 2015. And he recently won the 8th season of Tropica Island of Treasure. I think we just gave it away right there with that last one. Stop, wag, bly. Is that how it goes?
You have to say it like that. Stop, wag, bly nog 'n bietjie.
I love it like that. I love it.
Well, head on over to our social media platforms at Expresso Show and let us know who our mystery person is.
Ja man, let us know. Maar eers stop, wag, bly nog 'n bietjie net hier by Expresso. Op jou maandag, when we come back, Graham Richards, he jetted off recently all the way to the States to interview Rosalind Sanchez for the brand new movie called Traffic. It's a brilliant one you do not want to miss. And then we're also going to be catching up with our guest artist this morning. Art Matthews is here, enjoying his little coffee, reading the paper, catching up on some news. We'll find out what's happening in his life after the break.
Join the party on Top Billing this Saturday evening at 6 on SABC3 as talent show winner Karabo Mogane finds whitewater rafting as rough as making it in music. Sunwolves prop Henkes van Wyk weds his true love Chanelda Douglas. And
I'm standing here with the legendary global music icon Simpiwe Dana.
And you can catch my mom on Top Billing this Saturday.
The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, happy Monday to you. Thanks so much for joining us. This coffee's been sitting here for like the longest time and I have, no, okay. No. I'm not even gonna do it. Leanne, you know what you always do.
I was so waiting for that.
It's been 7 years, bro. I know. Anyway, let's reflect on some local entertainment, please. Go.
But it's all good. Let's talk about one of the biggest stars in the country, Maize Mhlongo.
Yeah.
He is without a doubt one of our most celebrated stars right here in South Africa and throughout Africa. The multi-talented performer comes from a family filled with icons, and he's currently at the top of his game. He just hosted an award show in Malawi, so he's taking Africa by storm.
Get in there.
But the star who recently got engaged to a younger man is publicly proclaiming his partner despite what the naysayers say. And we want to take a subtle look at the clapback that he gave some social media people. He says, it is evident that I'm in love, but one thing I'm definitely sure of is this one right here loves me just as much. He's got my back. He supports me all the way, takes all the bullets for me. He could have chosen an easier, simple life, but he chose me and stuck with me. Most were not man enough to stand the heat of dating me or even being associated with me. But Mohale, you're still here, not because of what some think the reasons for you being here is all about, but because your heart is here. I love you, and we are getting married and doing this life thing together till we meet again in heaven. children. So I really love that. I think Mohale is getting a lot of flack from people saying that he's there for the money, for the fame, for the whatever, and I think that it was good for Somizi to just put them in their place.
My question is, like, for those people to even be coming out and saying that, do they even know him?
This they don't.
Do they even know their relationship? Like, what you talking about?
But social media is fickle. People will say one thing behind your back, but the minute they meet you, it's like, I love you. I'm like, don't be that person. Well, Nonhlanhla Qwabe became known as the lady in the yellow dress when she stole the show at last year's Metro FM Awards with her provocative dress. Now, the 33-year-old nurse and musician broke the internet, and she has managed to turn her 15 minutes of fame into a career in the entertainment industry. The star, who has a teenage daughter, recently opened up about why she only has one child. Speaking to Chisa Live, she opened up about her battle with cancer. She says that she was diagnosed in 2015 and was given the option to either undergo chemotherapy or have a hysterectomy. It was really, really difficult, she says. She said she cried and she was very upset, but she had to accept it because there was no other way. And she said that she found it difficult to face the reality of the situation, especially because she was looking forward to having more children. So there's always things that one never knows about people.
I was about to say, because now you read a story like this and she tells her life story, now you look at all those pictures and you think this is just somebody who's living out their life because they finally maybe at some point 100%. Realize the value of life, that they can't be worried about abantu mazotini syndrome.
Exactly.
So like now you're going to go, oh, I love this story, but meanwhile you were also part of the squad that was making
But that yellow dress was still levels though.
It was.
Levels.
The photo also was levels as well.
It's all levels.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's your local entertainment news. Right now, though, let's head abroad, shall we? Now, here's the thing, all right? We all dream of that weekend getaway in the mountains, or maybe with a special someone at that as well. A chance to unwind, relax, and just forget about the daily stresses of our regular lives. However, when you cross the path of a violent biker gang intent on keeping their secrets from you and the outside world, things can get a little hairy and take a turn for the worse. Now, our very own Graham Richards had the opportunity to speak with actress Rosalind Sanchez about her supporting role in this gripping upcoming action thriller, Traffic.
I've been kind of like pumping myself up all week, but to be quite honest, after watching the film, all I want to say is thank you for making that film. Thank you for the collaborative effort. I know it was a lot of energy from a lot of different people involved.
Yeah.
I just feel like I want to just give you a hug and say everything's going to be all right.
Everything, I know, right? It's intense.
Thank you. If I was traumatized from sitting through that process, what thoughts still resonate with you? How have you been able to process that experience?
It's a lot, because when we did a lot of research about the topic, right, to be able to do it for real and be honest about it. And it's devastating. It's devastating. There were things that positives that you grab onto so you don't go into complete depression, which is, it's a wonderful, my character Malia, it's a small part, but it's a great arc. She finds the strength to leave a dysfunctional relationship. You know, at the end, she survives, you know, and the group, we became like a family. Dion Taylor is an incredible visionary and just good people. And when you have a director that is the head and he's such a wonderful person, then it's a treat to go to work, you know.
Because you've got such a short amount of time to get that emotional buy-in from us, and by the time that gut punch moment of that twist in the narrative kind of kicks in, we love you guys. Yeah, maybe not Darren so much, but he's a good man, okay? He's a good man.
No, he's not.
He's a good man. I have to believe it.
He's not. He's okay. He's human. They said he's human. Yeah.
How do you kind of put it into context yourself? Do you take that all on board from the beginning, or do you allow those moments to happen as you film them? Because to have all of that hanging over your head of what's to come must be so powerful, so dominating.
You have to, listen, you use it, because as actors, we know exactly the beats and we know the material so well. But the beauty of acting is discovery and listening, you know? So you might think that you prepare a scene one way, and once you're on set, if the actor is giving me something that is completely unexpected, then I have to switch what I rehearsed, basically, right? Because the whole thing is about listening and reacting. And with Traffic, because it was, the movie's so complicated. It's a thriller, but it's about a very happy couple, and they're very sexual and they're very provocative, and everything is like so sexy. And then little by little, it gets darker and darker and darker, and it becomes about survival and this girl becoming a superhero, you know. And then at the end, there's human trafficking involved, and that's a heavy, disgusting topic at the same time. So it takes you through everything. So we went to work excited, knowing that we had something special, with the responsibility of doing it really well, because you don't want to talk about traffic and not do it well. It's disrespectful, you know. So
you see my knuckles getting whiter and whiter as you take me back into that place. It was just, I think because it read like such a down the line horror thriller, and Dion is so good at that, and selling it in that way almost made it far more impactful when that penny drops where you're like, hang on a minute, this isn't horror, this is a horrific truth. Was there a point in the film where it became too much for you to be able to do what you were doing? Because you're involved in some pretty hectic scenes.
I think that the last scene when I see Brea, that I'm in the cave and I'm with all these women, it became unbearable just because of the working circumstances in terms of that it was freezing, it was like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, we're exhausted, it was dirty. It was awful, but you use it. You know, you grab into that and saying, this is how I need to feel. You know, and am I gonna survive? Am I gonna make it? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You know, when you think about that, then everything changes. You know.
You just traumatized me all over again.
Just hold on, Good job, Graham, man. Well, if that wasn't enough to get the hair on the back of your neck standing from end to end, then we are giving you a unique opportunity to attend a pre-screening of Traffic this Thursday, the 10th of May, and that's either at New Metro The Glen in Joburg South, New Metro Westgate in Joburg West, or New Metro Canal Walk in Cape Town. So all you need to do is SMS the keyword traffic and your name and your surname, as well as the city in which you reside. Limited to Johannesburg and Cape Town, of course, to 40675. And you could be one of 90 people who get to enjoy the pre-release with a partner, as well as a complimentary drink and popcorn for each of you. Great, we'll throw that in there as well. Now, the competition closes today and free SMSs do not apply. Remember, T's and C's do, and they can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Now, in the fast-paced world that we live in, one doesn't really always have much time to make a first impression. So we're going to put our guest artist, Art Matthews, through the ringer of rapid-fire questions. So 60 seconds is all you have to answer as many questions as you can, because we want to get to know you better, okay? Right. So far, the best we've had is 19, okay? 19 questions. I'm going to give you options. You give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Don't encourage that.
That's what I want. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 3, 2, 1. The last movie you watched?
Good. Cool. Go. Next.
Vin Diesel or Dwayne Johnson, The Rock?
Oh, Dwayne Johnson.
Road trip or airplane?
Road trip.
Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah?
Ellen.
Spring or autumn?
Spring.
Gangnam Style or What Does the Fox Say?
What Does the Fox Say? I love that song.
How do you take your eggs?
Scrambled.
Cabin in the woods or yacht vacation?
Yacht.
Favorite color?
Green.
Morning person or night owl?
Yo, definitely not morning, night.
Favorite word?
How's it?
Fruits or vegetables?
Veg.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
If you had a time machine, would you go to the past or the future?
I'm probably going to do around the past a bit.
The last person you texted?
Gavin.
Favorite sport?
Soccer.
Beach getaway or wild retreat?
Beach.
Iron Man, Captain America?
Iron Man.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Toilet roll, over or under?
Definitely over.
Movies or books?
Books.
Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner?
Neither.
Oh, that was epic. That was epic. You made it to 23 questions.
Yeah.
That was awesome. No, I feel like we definitely got to know you a little bit better there. I didn't know I thought you were more like Oprah philosophical kind of person. But
I love Oprah, but Ellen's very funny.
Ellen's
She's
awesome,
so funny.
dude. Yeah. Dude, talk to me about what's been happening to you music-wise, life-wise over the past year. Did you take a bit of a step back from the scene to kind of figure things out, work on things?
Yeah, of course. It's a constant reconfiguring of everything. But I think the last time I saw you guys, I just bought this really cool property in Hart Bay. And without coming across sounding like an idiot, it's a castle. It is a castle.
It's a Chateau de Matthews.
It's a chateau, and it's a proper Scottish castle. And I've spent the last year and a bit moving into it, and I excavated the dungeon. And instead of going 50 Shades of Grey style, I turned it into a studio.
Are you talking about, is it that castle on the hill?
Not the one on the hill. That's like, but thank you for thinking that could be me.
I was like, you got
one day when I grow up.
Yeah, so it's an 1800s villa that you're now living in. It's obviously you're holiday homemaking.
Yes.
But musically, what's been happening over the past year with you?
Well, so that's what I did. The first thing I did is I excavated the dungeon. Yeah. I took out the floor and made a floating pine floor proper studio. It's proper. It's really beautiful. And I thought to break the back of the studio, because I wanted to be available for commercial space at some stage. So I just decided to do my next album in there. And that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. And
Impossible Machines.
It's called Impossible Machines. And I've recorded and produced and engineered everything myself. And then I'm going to be sending it off to Germany to be mixed. And we'll have an album. And we'll have a representation of what's going on in the dungeon.
Give me a bit of a taste tease of what we can expect from Impossible Machines.
Well, what I've done this time, I don't know if you can obviously see that I've really stopped caring too much.
I was going to ask about that, but I'm glad you brought it up
a long time ago. There's really nothing to prove or do. So that'll come across in the music. I've literally gone on every day and gone, what exactly do you want to do if you weren't driven by fear or any like routine or anything?
Wow.
And I've just done this whole record that's exactly what I felt in the moment. And you know what? It's come out pretty damn cool. I'm quite excited about it.
That's the kind of Monday motivation I want to have, dude.
There
and
you
can't wait to hear music from that album that you're going to be performing for us here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Make sure that you don't miss out on that. In the meantime, do follow Art on social media, because he does still care about that at least, I think. At Art Matthews, dude. Cannot wait to hear your music.
Thanks, brother.
Well, nothing starts your morning quite like that first cup of coffee. Now, we most certainly love our McCafe cappuccinos here in studio, thanks to Princess over there, that gorgeous girl. And now McDonald's are offering you the chance to start your day the right way too, by buying a delicious McCafe cappuccino for only 90 cents. Now, all you have to do is download the McDonald's app from your preferred app store and follow the instructions on how to redeem your deliciously creamy cappuccino at a store near you. Terms and conditions do apply and can be found on mcdonalds.co.za. This offer is only limited for today, so get downloading. Also to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are going to be catching up with Adam Matthews as he performs on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, he's going to take your Monday to a whole nother level. And then we need to get into ICASA's proposed data regulations. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Hello, South Africa. Are you ready for me? Present the search on SABC3. We're out here.
Would you want to see me on your TV?
Do you think that I have what it takes to become the next SABC3 presenter?
It's me you are looking for.
When you present, you have to be passionate about it.
Just put me in front of a camera and I'll show you how it's done. Tune in to Presenter Search on 3 on the 10th of May, 7:30 sharp on SABC3.
The stage is yours.
Presenter Search on 3, proudly brought to you by Capitec and McCafe.
You know this bag is our guest today. Yo, yo, yo. Hey? Do you need a reminder of the dreams you swore you'd have?
Anytime.
Let's tone it down a little bit quickly. With the rainy season ahead, hopefully in Cape Town, we want to help all pet owners there.
I heard you say the rabies season.
Rainy season.
I'm so sorry. Like, my Monday ears are so blocked. What is going on?
Yeah. Moving on swiftly, we want to help animal owners gear up their pets. All right. So here's a cute little video for you, just to put a smile on your face, of a cat in a rain suit.
Wow.
Yes. Enjoy.
This is the cutest thing ever.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is potentially what your backyard could look like.
Wow.
And cover the
kitty cats.
swag in the raincoat as well.
Cats
like,
everywhere, like, finally.
And then just to get the aw factor into your Monday, we found a video of a chihuahua hitching a ride on a mini truck. Enjoy.
What?
Hello,
Okay.
I'm Chihuahua. I'm Mini Truck. I want to ride.
Oh,
Bye.
my word.
And I'm so cute. That's all.
And there you go.
That is all it is.
How's your Monday going?
Random.
Anyway, let us know which hashtag, video or story has caught your attention online this morning, and share your thoughts with us online on our Facebook page and on Twitter using hashtag Expresso Show. Yeah, who does, eh? We need to find that person and make them a coffee. Anyway, it's time for some music right now. Are you guys ready for some music? As we welcome well-known singer-songwriter, one of South Africa's most prolific singer-songwriters, Art Matthews. You heard his story early on. He bought an 1800 Chateau de Matthews in Hout Bay, and there he's been creating beautiful music for us to enjoy. He's about to perform that brand new music right now for us, a song called Justify It.
Come on, justify it. Ask yourself why you do the things that you do. Do you need a reminder of the dreams you swore you'd never forget till the day that you did? What happened now? Shake it up, wake up now. You don't have to tell anybody or tell anyone. You just have to walk in the sun. Until the light comes on, then tell everybody and tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Now go find someone to witness for you and justify it. Only you can tell if this is how it should be. Do you need a reminder of the thoughts you kept when you were young and free? What happened now? Shake it off, wake up now. You don't have to tell anybody, tell anyone. You just have to walk in the sun. Until the light comes on, then tell everybody, tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Go find someone to witness for you, witness for you, for you, for you, for you. Tell everybody, tell everyone, tell everybody, tell everyone, tell everybody, tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Go find someone to witness for you, justify it. Only you can tell if this is how it should be. Do you need a reminder of the dreams you swore you'd never forget till the day that you did? What happened now? Shake it off, wake up now. You don't have to tell anybody or tell anyone. You just have to walk in the sun. Until the light comes on, then tell everybody and tell everyone that you will not surrender yourself. Now go find someone to witness for you, witness for you. Ooh. Ooh. Until the light comes on.
Art Matthews on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Justified, brand new music, man. So what inspired that song? Tell me about that story.
Jeez, well, it's a 2-chord song, so I'm going back to simplicity and just putting melody and rhythm and words over simplicity really does it, you know, and it's also about just, you know, it's always about progression and coming of age and enlightenment. I talk about that, and people are going to catch a wake up, you know? You just have to walk in the sun, that's all.
Brilliant stuff, man. Well, let us know what you thought about that performance on our social media platforms. We'll have more from Art Matthews a little bit later on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, bro.
Respect.
Shot.
In the national news this morning, a new wage offer aimed at ending the lengthy national bus drivers' strike affecting millions of commuters has been made to the union. This was confirmed yesterday by South African Transport and Allied Workers Union spokesperson Zanele Sabelas. months. Striking drivers are now being offered an increase of 8.75% for the first year and 8.25% for the second. They have initially demanded 12% salary hike across the board, but the figure was later reduced to 9.5%. Tougher legislation is on the cards for smokers if the controversial Control of Tobacco and Electronic Delivery Systems bill is passed later this month. Smokers won't be able to smoke in any outdoor public space, including smoking sections in restaurants, at work, in a car if there is a child or more than one person inside, townhouse complexes, common areas, or any other place where children are being taught or cared for. The bill will be gazetted for public comment later this month. Now moving further abroad, Lebanon went to the polling stations yesterday for the first parliamentary elections in almost a decade. The last election in the country was in 2009 for what was supposed to be a 4-year term, but Parliament extended its term twice due to instability in neighboring Syria and to reform the country's electoral laws. Current Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri caused a political crisis in November when he fled the country and announced his resignation in fear of an assassination attempt. He later withdrew it. Official results are expected later today. And then finally, a gang of what is reported to be former cattle rustlers have killed at least 51 adults and children in a village in northern Nigeria. Some bodies were mutilated. Survivors say the attack took place on Saturday afternoon in Kaduna State when homes were set alight and shots fired, causing people to flee in panic, many straight towards the gunmen. Residents have demanded that President Muhammadu Buhari's government urgently deploy more police and military personnel to protect vulnerable villages. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
Well, here's what the scoreboards had to say about this weekend's sporting action. Football's greatest rivalry ended off in an all-square draw last night as Barcelona drew 2-2 with Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. Madrid had to come back from a goal down twice against 10-man Barcelona, and this result now sees Barca maintain their unbeaten run this season with 3 games left to play. While over in the Premier League, Man City lifted the title after a goalless draw with Huddersfield. Arsenal beat Burnley 5-0, while Chelsea saw out a 1-0 win over Liverpool. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns had to settle for a point in their CAF Champions League group stage match as they drew 1-1 with Wydad Casablanca on Saturday. All the goals came in the first half as Sundowns went ahead through a Wydad own goal, but the Moroccan side managed to pull level 17 minutes later. Sundowns now return to PSL action this weekend as they face Bloem Celtic in the last game of the season. The Cheetahs' Pro 14 run season came to a swift end on Saturday as they suffered a quarter-final loss to the Scarlets. The Free State side had no answer to their opponent's onslaught in Wales as the home side scored 6 tries on their way to a 43-8 victory. In Super Rugby action this weekend, the Lions lost to the Hurricanes 28-19, while the Stormers beat the Bulls by 29 points to 17. And finally, the Protea women's team took a 2-0 lead in their ODI series against Bangladesh yesterday after an emphatic 9-wicket victory in Potchefstroom. The Proteas bowlers put on a fine display to limit the visitors to 89 all out, and in reply, South Africa only lost 1 wicket as they won the game with 32 overs to spare. South Africa will now be out to seal the series win with the 3rd ODI of the 5-match series taking place this Wednesday. And that's a wrap-up of the sporting news.
All right, just after 7 o'clock, let's quickly take a look at what's happening out on the roads, nice and early on your Monday morning. Starting off Gauteng and Midrand, just a quick update on that accident on the N1 southbound. There are severe delays of 98 minutes between the Brakfontein interchange and the Buccleuch interchange. An average speed of 10 kilometers per hour can be expected, so avoid this route if possible at all. And then quickly moving over to the Western Cape in Athlone, there's a stationary vehicle on the N2 inbound. That's after Jan Smuts Drive blocking the right lane, causing some delays. That's all we have for you in terms of your traffic for the 7 o'clock bulletin. Please be safe out on the roads and reach your destination safely. Right now, let's quickly take another look at your weather. All right, so in your weather this morning, it seems that most parts of the country can expect nice warmer temperatures with sunny conditions, and then temperatures are set to drop, especially over the Western Cape by tonight, hopefully bringing with it some rain. Your temperatures, Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees, Mbombela 9:29, Pretoria 9:25, Johannesburg 7:23, Mahikeng 10:26, Klerksdorp starting off on 7 minimum, reaching a high of 26 degrees, Kimberley 10:26, Bloemfontein 5:24, Richards Bay on 15 minimum, reaching a high of 30 degrees, Pietermaritzburg 10:28, Durban 18:30, Mthatha starting off on 10 minimum with a maximum 29 degrees, East London 19:27, Cradock 10:29, Port Elizabeth 15:25, George 14:32, Sutherland starting off on 6 minimum with a maximum 23 degrees, Cape Town 14:23, Worcester 12:29, Springbok 8 minimum with a maximum 23, and Uppington starting off on 11 minimum and your maximum 30 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I've got another update heading your way in half an hour's time.
Oh wow, listen, can we get another shot of that sunrise? It looks amazing. Just put that on your Instagram to start off the day. Yes, oh wow. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we unpack the new ICASA data regulations and what those might mean. That's why Brian Smith is hanging out there looking all professional. Thank you very much, sir. And then we'll be getting into the kitchen to make a delicious peach and apricot lassi. Stay tuned for all that deliciousness and more on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Look at that.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's time on this Monday morning for your Tech Digest. And today we're unpacking some really important news. Now, ICASA has announced new regulations to govern the rules on mobile data expiry and out-of-mobile billing. Our tech expert Brian Smith joins us to unpack all of these proposals and more. Thanks so much for joining us, dude. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
All right, let's talk about ICASA first. Exactly what is ICASA and what led to the proposal of these new regulations?
Great. So ICASA is the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, and they govern not just mobile data regulations, but pretty much the entire data spectrum from radio to everything else in South Africa, everything to do with communications. These proposals came on the back of the Data Must Fall movement last year, which saw hundreds and thousands of South Africans take to social media platforms such as Twitter to vent their understandable frustration as to the price and longevity of their data bundles and what exactly South African government and regulators could do to make that more worthwhile for the average consumer.
Yeah, so how exactly is ICASA then proposing to the networks and how they should then inform the users about the depletion of their data, for instance?
A big part of this obviously is if you're a consumer, it can be very difficult to track how much of your mobile data you've used per month unless you're using a proprietary app or some other means of tracking. And what ICASA has proposed is that networks will now by law have to inform their consumers once they've reached 50% and 80% of their data cap. And then subsequently 100%, so once they've depleted their cap in itself. Which will be a really great move to keep consumers abreast of their data bundles per se.
Yeah, one would have thought that that would have been a standard procedural operation of the networks, but it is now. So how do you think this is going to impact our use of data, first of all, and will we be getting a bit more bang for our buck?
That's a great question. Principally, one of the major regulations that's going to come into play is that mobile data, if you have an unused portion of your cap, let's say 50%, that will now have to roll over to the next coming month. So that'll be really great for
That's
consumers.
very good news.
Definitely. It's up to each mobile network, obviously, to roll this feature out, and there may be some different T's and C's that may apply therein.
Yeah.
But definitely, in terms of bang for your buck, perhaps that's not the right use case here. I think definitely what does apply here is definitely getting what you pay for.
Yes, yes.
And that's the great thing to come to consumers.
And in your expert and honest opinion, do you feel that these changes will really have an impact? I mean, if we look at the future, the fact that this whole thing possibly was brought on by hashtag data must fall. Now, we as the public feel like we have a voice. We can say stuff and it can be taken seriously. What future do you see for this industry?
I definitely think this is a very good first step in the right direction. One of the more requested features from consumers that hasn't been implemented is the fact that mobile data should have an expiry period, so it should last for a year or more if you don't use it within that period.
Yes.
That hasn't been implemented, so that might leave some frustration. However, I think this is a very first good building block. It's now up to the National Consumer Commission to implement these regulations by the 30th of May. And hopefully this will ease some of the pressure points for consumers when purchasing mobile data.
Yeah, my personal feeling, mobile data is not milk. So once you've bought it, it should never expire until you've used it.
I hope that's the next step.
Katlego, president of ICASA. No, I'm joking, I couldn't handle that kind of thing. Listen, thank you very much, always appreciated. Let us know which stories have caught your attention from the world of tech, and of course to keep up to date with all the exciting news from the world of technology, visit our website, expressoshow.com.
Here's something that caught my attention. If you're struggling to get your kids to be more active, then introducing them to yoga might just be the solution that you've been looking for. Now, Ewan went to Blissful Kids Yoga to find out how yoga can be good for your child's development and overall happiness.
All right, so the winter months are fast approaching. That means as a human species, naturally, we will become a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more lazier, and that's okay. But the worrisome thing is that our kids are actually getting lazier. Now, a recent study showed that 1 in 4 preschoolers are overweight, and that kids in general watch between 3 and 5 hours of TV every day, and that needs to change. Well, the big question here is, what can we as parents do to change that? One of the easier things to do is to look at healthy nutrition, to have a happy and an active day. But looking at healthy nutrition is but half the battle won. Now you need to get them active. And that is why I'm spending time with Yanni from Blissful Kids, learning about kids yoga and what that can mean in terms of the healthy development of your child. Yanni, let's start with the more obvious, the more self-explanatory question, but why is it important for parents to make sure that their children are active?
Well, I think it's one of the most important things. Being active, it gets them to release energy, and then in return that gives them fresh oxygen to the brain. It helps with concentration and focus, it helps strengthen the muscles, and then it really helps with sleep, so kids can sleep better.
Okay, so I am here to learn more about the benefits of yoga with regards to your children, but before we get into that, what are some of the things that parents can actually do to make sure that their children stay active, keep moving at home?
If you're not doing yoga with your kids as an activity, you can always go for walks in the forest or in the mountain, play tag, run on the beach, play ball, kickball. You know, there's so many activities that you can do with them. And yeah, I think it's good for parents and children to spend that time together and be active, yeah.
It's important to be active because it keeps you fit, healthy, and it's a good way to socialize with people. I like being active because I think it keeps your body nice and healthy.
I think it's important to be active because it keeps you fit.
I like being active because it makes me feel happy.
Right, Johnny, now what are some of the benefits that children can gain from doing yoga?
I think one of the most important things is it gives them body awareness and breath awareness. And in today's world where everything's so busy and they don't really have off time, they get to regulate their emotions with the yoga and just quieten their minds. And it also releases the happy hormone, so they've got a happy mindset. they want to do more work, and it also stimulates problem solving. So they get to problem solve while being active, and then they can bring that into their learning.
And that's great to know, because if you take a look at the lifestyle of children nowadays with all the TV, the screen time, the social media, do you think yoga will really help to flip the switch and help ground your children?
I mean, for kids and adults, to be able to just sit and do nothing and just be is very important and very crucial in today's life, and everyone, they don't get the time to actually do that.
I like doing yoga because I do lots of sports, and to prevent injury, I do yoga to just calm down and stretch my muscles. I like doing yoga because it keeps me calm because I do karate.
Yoga makes me feel happy.
Yoga makes me feel relaxed and fit.
So what have we learned? Well, the biggest influence that you can have as a parent is to partake in physical activity. Encourage your little ones to be more active every single day, and most importantly, lead by example. If you are an active parent, most likely your little one will follow suit, and that is one of the greatest gifts that you can possibly give. Parents, so work on that to get your kids active, and also work on yourself to stay active. Cindy Abrams with us back again with a lovely little Zumba routine and Shake It with Cindy. Thank you very much for joining us, team. Thank you. Good morning. We had a great little Zumba session earlier. I was out of breath.
Well done.
And once again, you just realize that by having fun and doing something like Zumba, you can have a good workout.
It works out the whole body, from the top all the way down to ankles.
We like it. Well, let's get that going right now. If you're at home, get on there. If you're in your pajamas, it doesn't matter. Move out the coffee table.
That's the best part, in the pajamas. You can just start stripping.
You see? Shake it with Cindy, baby. Okay, what are we doing?
Ready? So step, 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 step. Now double, single, single. Step, 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 step. Now double. Now use your arms. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. Chest, up. Up. Chest. Now use your hips. Keep going. Roll, roll, roll. There we go. Well done.
I don't know how to roll.
Step, side, single, 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 single. Double now. Single. Double. Arms up. Chest. Up. Chest. And hips go.
We'll get it some one day.
Keep going.
But you can really start feeding this in the legs as you're in your tipping toes. It's great, man.
Single.
Whew.
Double. Now. Use your arms. Single.
Okay.
And double. Arms up.
There we go. Shake it with Cindy live here on your Feel Good Show.
Well
Keep going, guys. Keep going. I have trouble talking and doing the thing at the same time. That's the way you start your Monday morning. Great little Zumba session. Go check her out. Shake it with Cindy. She'll make sure that you stay active. Brilliant way to kick off the week with a smile.
All right, what's happening?
I love that, hey? What?
No, I think the camera might have put me in a bit of a compromise situation.
Oh, show us again?
No. We shan't be doing that. What we will be doing, though, making a traditional Indian drink called a lassi. Have you had a lassi before?
I've never had a lassi.
It's a lassi. Lassi.
A lassi.
Because lassi was the dog,
Yep.
but lassi is what we're making. It's a classic drink that blends yogurt, water, spices, and sometimes some fruit as well. But today we'll be making our lassi with peach and apricot flavors and using yogurt and our secret ingredient, clova amasi, right over here.
I love this. I grew up, hey? I grew up with amasi. Yeah.
If you have it with like 1 day old pup, you warm up the pup and then you just you are done.
That's why
You're
we are
done.
so big and strong.
Exactly. All right. So you get in there with the mixing of the ingredients. We've got our apricot yogurt over there.
Lovely.
And just to
Ooh,
enhance the apricot flavor, we're going to add some apricot jam to it.
Okay. I didn't know I was going to be working, but okay.
Added to that some peach. and then a pinch of cinnamon, just to bring in the spicy effect. And once you're done with that, wow, I did say a pinch. You just went with the entire bowl.
Do you know why? Because cinnamon helps to, it's a metabolism booster.
Right.
So I just want to...
We know what our Monday is going to look like after the show.
Yes. And then how much is that?
Just fill it up to just below the maximum here. And there we go. And then afterwards, you are going to... There we go. Fantastic. Blast it. Okay. And then we will have our smoothie for this Monday morning, done, dusted, and ready for us to have. It's a brilliant way. Like, it's such a quick and easy breakfast. Look at that. That feels about right for me. SMS the keyword drink to 33728 and we'll send you the ingredients list as well as a link to the recipe. Let's see how you've done, Leanne.
Look at our lassi.
Perfection.
Did you have this when you were in India that one time?
Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't. We were going around the spice fields and experimenting with different flavors.
And creamy.
We should have done.
And,
Look at that.
I'm here for this. I'm available.
It's live.
Once again, drink
You're available.
3728. We'll send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this gorgeous drink yourself.
Let's give it a try, shall we? First impressions. That is gorgeous.
So good.
Yeah.
I'm here for this.
I like that tanginess of the amasi. It hits you in the back here, just like here in the back.
Like a comfy.
Something like that. SMS drink to 33728. I want to have more of this.
Clover Amasi is a thick, creamy mass your family will love. Made with love by Clover.
Wow.
While we are enjoying that, we're going to take a quick break because I need to finish this entire glass.
Get in there.
And when we come back, we take a look at the revival of legendary Gibson Kente's play, How Long?
Exactly. And then we're also taking a look at nutrition for busy families because, you know, we're real busy in life these days. We'll be right back after the break. Drink up.
Life needs flavor, so join Zoe and I as we learn more about Ukraine every Friday on Expresso.
Because you could win a hashtag Lay's Ukraine experience and double tickets to the UEFA Champions League final. To enter, purchase a packet of Lay's with the UEFA Champions League branding, dial *120*76453# and follow the prompts.
Also remember to keep your slips, that's very important, and T's and C's apply. Add flavor to your life with Lay's and Expresso.
Stand a chance to win a Ukraine experience plus double tickets to the UEFA Champions League final. To enter, buy, dial and stand a chance to win.
It's my feel good.
very good morning and welcome back to your Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, the theatre world in Durban has become a buzz after the Gibson Kente play How Long opened this past Saturday at the Playhouse Company Theatre Complex. Now, taking to the stage after a production hiatus of 45 years, it features the acting talents of Thembi Mtshali, Kaya Dladla and Pindile Gwala and is directed by the reputable Duma Ndlovu and choreographed by none other than Somizi Mhlongo. Now, the CEO and artistic director of the Playhouse, Linda Bukhosini, joins us this morning to explain why it is such an exciting time to put on this political township theatre musical production on the stage once more. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
Siyabonga.
Mama, tell me about the historical significance of putting this Gibson Kente play on 45 years after it was last presented.
Well, just to put it in a little bit of a historical complex, by now the Sharpeville massacres and forced removals had happened, and this was just before the Soweto uprisings. So things were moving fast and people were angry, people were hurt, people were displaced. So you get a sense of that in the play itself. And of course, it's a musical, so the major focus is on not only on the story, but the music itself. And Bab Kente at the time would have been expressing artistically the aspirations, the frustrations, the hurt and the hopes for the future of the people at the time.
Yeah. And of course the Playhouse Company prides itself in being an institution that is leading in the arts. So could you tell me about the significance to the Playhouse itself of presenting this? It must be quite a mark-worthy moment or event in your chronology.
Yeah, we got the opportunity to present and produce this production. Duma Ndlovu approached us about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So it took a while. There were some glitches here and there that had to do with copyright and infringements and so on. And he also, I think, needed artistically to tweak certain things, a little bit of script rewriting and musical arrangements and maybe thinking things through. So it meant a lot for us as one of the 5 major performing arts institutions in South Africa to have the pleasure and honor to produce this work.
Yeah, and you look at the talents that you have to work with, one of the biggest stars in all of entertainment right now. And tell me about how you came about choosing the actors, the director, the choreographers, and bringing this team together. Because, I mean, there is a poignancy in putting on this play right now. There is a bit of a loss of place, if you will, by the South African people right now. And this is why I think it's so significant for all of us to go and see this.
Well, Duma made, he actually was leading the casting. Unfortunately, I was very, very sick at the time, so I contributed in the selection, but it was mainly his call at the end because I just couldn't participate as much. But we did discuss what we needed, and the personalities and obviously the incredible talents to showcase the work. And Somizi, of course, is forever bubbly and energetic. In as much as he couldn't always be with us because of his busy schedule, the times that he was with us were quite meaningful. And he worked with Vusi, a young dancer who he works with regularly on his choreography. And Mrs. Thembi obviously is very well known in South African theatre and television circles, Nabokaya. So we've really had an amazing preparation leading up to Saturday night to open the show. And it's brilliant. And it's not just talent. People are really committed to making it Bab Kente, wherever he is, to look down and smile.
Yeah. And I'm sure that he certainly will, and I'd like to encourage all South Africans, especially our young South Africans, to go out there and to go and watch this musical. It's called How Long, from the legendary Bab Gibson Kente. It is on at the Durban Playhouse Company on until the 27th of May. Tickets are available at CompuTicket, and they range between 100 and 150 Rand each. And of course, if this discussion wasn't enough and you need more inspiration to go and check out the play, then make sure that you tune in on Friday, because our Johannesburg reporter Tsulu Piri will be hanging out with the cast. And also on Top Billing this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. you can see Ayanda Tabete also getting the lowdown on the musical. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
In the national news this morning, a new wage offer aimed at ending the lengthy national bus drivers' strike affecting millions of commuters has been made to the union. An increase of 8.75% for the first year and 8.25% for the second year is now being offered. Tougher legislation is on the cards for smokers if the controversial Control of Tobacco and Electronic Delivery Systems Bill is passed later this month. On the international front, Lebanon went to the polling stations yesterday for the first parliamentary elections in almost a decade. The last elections in the country were in 2009. And then finally, a gang of what is reported to be former cattle rustlers have killed at least 51 people and children in a village in northern Nigeria. Survivors say the attack took place on Saturday afternoon in the Kaduna state. Well, that was your 7:30 news headlines. I'll have a full bulletin at the top of the hour.
Thanks, Leanne. A quick look at the scoreboards. Football's greatest rivalry ended all square last night as Barcelona drew 2-2 with Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. In other soccer news, Mamelodi Sundowns had to settle for a point in their CAF Champions League group stage match as they drew 1-1 with Wydad Casablanca on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Cheetahs' Pro 14 run season came to an end on Saturday as they suffered a quarter-final loss, 43-8 to the Scarlets, while in Super Rugby, the Lions lost to the Hurricanes 28-19 and the Stormers beat the Bulls by 29 points to 17. Now finally, the Protea women's side took a 2-0 lead in their ODI series against Bangladesh yesterday after an emphatic 9-wicket victory in Potchefstroom. The third ODI of the 5-match series takes place this coming Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Kat. Let's quickly take another look at what's happening out on the roads. It's your Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show in Gauteng, Bedford View. There has been an accident on the R24 highway affecting delays towards the Galulis interchange. So just be aware of that and plan your route cautiously as well. But that's what I have for you in terms of your roads. Please be safe out there and reach your destinations safely.
Look around. Life is beautiful. The Hyundai Tucson.
And there you have it. Let's quickly take a look at your weather. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect nice and sunny conditions with nice and warm temperatures as well. Temperatures are set to cool down towards the evening, especially over the Western Cape, bringing with it hopefully some rain. Let's run you through quickly. Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees. Mbombela 9.29. Pretoria 9.25. Johannesburg on 7 minimum, reaching a high of 23 degrees. Mahikeng on 10 minimum and a maximum 26. Klerksdorp 7.26, Kimberley 10.26, Bloemfontein 5 minimum with a maximum mile 24, Richards Bay 15.30, Pietermaritzburg 10.28, Durban 18.30, Mthatha 10.29, East London starting off on 19 minimum with a maximum 27, Cradock 10.29, Port Elizabeth 15 minimum, your maximum 25 degrees, and George starting off on 14, a hot day expected 32 degrees later on today. Sutherland 6 minimum with a maximum 23, Cape Town 14.23, Worcester 12.29, Springbok 8.23, and Uppington starting off on 11, reaching a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7:30 bulletin. We'll bring you a final update in half an hour's time. That's just after 8 o'clock. Next up, though, on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because of the very busy lives that we lead nowadays, we want to make sure that you get the right nutrition in. And how do you do that, especially when it comes to your entire family? Amy Hoppy has got more.
When it comes to daily nutrition, many busy career moms don't have time to fill up on healthy foods and often instead opt for the on-the-go snacks and unhealthy takeaways. And a lot of the time, this is what her family ends up eating too. Now, if you feel like you and your family are stuck in an unhealthy eating routine, the first good change you can make is eating a good breakfast, like Jungle Muesli made with roasted rolled oats. Jungle Muesli is high in energy, high in fiber, and low in fat. And sticking to a healthy eating routine during the rest of the day gets a bit tricky though. And there are some here to give us some advice on how to maintain a healthy diet for you and your family is Amy Hopkins from Women's Health. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Lovely to be here.
Good to have you here. You know what? A lot of career women struggle to find that balance and getting the correct nutrition in, not only for herself but for her family as well. What have you found are some of the struggles that ladies struggle with?
Absolutely. In fact, I've been guilty of that too. I've had times when I'm extremely busy and I skip breakfast, go straight to coffee, another coffee, and by the time it's lunchtime or just afterwards, I'm crashing. And the biggest problem with that is that you don't start your day right. And I know that we're under a lot of time pressure, and I think one of the easiest things that you can do is just set a bit of time aside the night before and prep everything. So for example, starting a day with breakfast, a good breakfast is a really good way to go. Because the thing is, if you don't eat your good breakfast, then by the time you hit midday, you are looking for those snacks, you are craving those things. So what I definitely recommend is to set out all your breakfast ingredients the night before, get everything kind of ready, your clothes, everything. So in the morning, you're not rushing. Say now you're a little bit late and you're a bit stressed about work, we tend to kind of forget about ourselves, especially if you're a mom. The only thing you're concerned about is get the kids ready, feed the kids, kind of kiss the husband if you can, and then run away. And if you just set aside those 5 to 10 minutes in the evening before to get everything ready. I mean, one of the biggest things that I love making is overnight oats, for example, because you can just put that together with some beautiful milk or even some rooibos tea and some fruit, and you set that in the fridge, wake up, kids will love it, it's delicious, and then sets you off for the day.
And it's perfect for on the go. What are some of the misconceptions when it comes to, eating healthy and portion size? I feel like that's where I am guilty.
It's a bit of a tricky one because all of our bodies are different, and it also depends on how much exercise you're doing. So, of course, when you're running quite frequently or doing a lot of sport like I am, I get hungry all the time, and I generally would eat bigger portion sizes as opposed to someone who's doing a little bit less exercise. But the main thing is to control eating, sort of rather have smaller meals and everything in moderation. So don't go all out for protein or all out for fats, and don't only have just salad. I mean, you kind of want to have the balance of all of those different macro nutrients. And the other tricky thing is that people are afraid of eating things like fat. So they might have, like a beautiful salad, but then they're feeling hungry an hour later. And that's because they're not having your good fats from avocados, for example, or a little bit of protein, which will also just kind of keep you awake and, nourished. So you've got to try and find that balance that works for you. But I believe personally in having like a snack in the mid-morning, having a lunch and mid-afternoon snack as well, and then a smaller dinner if you can, because obviously you don't want to have this big full tummy when you go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, what's your personal tips for busy career women and even busy families to maintain a balanced diet?
So I think every Sunday, if you can, set aside a couple of hours and prep some meals for the week. Because before you know it, often the week runs away with you. And if you just have those backup meals, it's so much easier. You can just kind of relax, have some stuff in the freezer, it's not a problem, and get your kids involved. I think one of the biggest ways to educate your children on how nourishing good food is to get them in the kitchen with you. Get them to try different veggies and different things with you. Maybe even plant a little herb garden together or a little pot plant. Because just for young children to just see the whole process of how food is made and how great food can be, especially in its raw state, like just some carrots and tomatoes and things make for great snacks for you to take to work, as well for your kids to have in their lunch boxes and things. So on a Sunday evening, I make a whole lot of breakfast bars for the week because I can have that as a snack, and that's usually a combination of oats, berries, some nuts and seeds, and you make a batch of those. Just put them in the oven, you can carry on doing something else, and then you can make things like a beautiful vegetarian curry, which freezes easily, some soup, obviously now we're getting into winter, all of those kinds of things which are just great to have on hand so that you don't hit that stage where you get home, you're exhausted, you get takeaways.
That's the difficult thing, because now you have to think, what am I going to make for dinner?
Exactly. So you want to have the backup plan, so you never get to that point where you're like, And the thing is, actually, if you do get to the point where you have takeaways, there are also healthy options. We've got so many restaurants now that are delivering their food or using delivery services, and you can really get healthy stuff. You don't have to
You don't have to go for the unhealthy route.
Exactly.
Well, Amy, thank you for joining us and sharing your wonderful tips with us. And, sticking to a healthy eating plan, it is easier than you can think. Now, when you buy healthy ingredients and plan ahead of time, your family will reap all of those feel-good benefits. And who knows, you might even find a bit of extra time for yourself to recover from being a super mom every day. South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Well, still loads more to come your way on your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday. Rachel Sanchez chats Traffic, the brand new movie with Graham Richards.
And can you do it?
Now you go.
Hey?
You
okay.
go.
But I want to laugh. All right, so we're also going to be showing you how to make a masi mpoko.
Umpogoko. Try it again.
Mpoko.
Umpogoko. Go one more time.
That's the one.
One more time. One more time.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's also a Monday breakfast show. I'm just excited it's Monday, man. It's
Monday, dude.
Start
Monday.
of a brand new week. And also some fresh news to reflect upon international entertainment news. Hopefully some good news this time around.
Definitely some good news. Eva Longoria.
Hey.
We all know when we found out that she's going to have a bebe, the world went...
Bebe!
Yay! Exactly. Now, she had a pajama-themed party brought out. Of course, there was so many stars that were there, and it was really, really quite an amazing thing. I mean, you can see here there was teddy bears, and I love that it says Baby Baston. So I think we all know what the baby's name's going to be. And she says here, thank you, Mystery or Misty Years, for these adorable teddy bears. My first years. So sorry. So you can see you guys are both parents. Y'all know what to look for. And yeah, she looked absolutely beautiful, hey?
I think she drew inspiration from your baby shower, to be honest.
I think so too.
Like yours was up there, man.
Look here. Hola, hola, baby Baston.
Those,
maybe it's Baston and not Baston.
What is that?
Look at the cocktail. It's like
pickles.
Is that Lee?
What is that?
That's a Bloody Mary.
Oh,
yes,
hey.
You guys.
See, for us people who drink juice on the weekend.
Over to another star who has recently had her baby, Khloe Kardashian, and of course they were spotted out for the first time together since baby True's birth. Now, according to reports, Khloe has decided to stay with Tristan.
Was that? Oh, so the picture we saw first
was an old picture.
Oh, that was, so this is the new one.
So this is the two of them. He's naturally on his phone, probably looking for his next side chick. But Khloe was spotted wearing a black top with matching sunglasses as she sat across from three friends. As for Tristan, he sported a black T-shirt and gold chains around his neck. Now, an eyewitness says the pair was cordial with one another as they sat next to each other. The sighting marks the couple's first appearance together since welcoming a baby girl named True Thompson. It also comes after Tristan, of course, made headlines for not allegedly he cheated on a girlfriend, Khloe, at the time. So, of course, this one, the infamous going out of the hotel, coming into the hotel and things like that. So, wishing them all the best. And
I'm just looking for Tristan's life because you threw it so far away that...
What did I do?
He was sitting there and he was tweeting a lovely message to Chloe. Saying that you look so beautiful. Yes.
Instagramming a picture of
He was Instagramming a picture.
Like, yo, baby, I'm stuck, man. Let's move it to next week. I'm over him.
Are you over him?
I'm over him.
Give him a... No, don't. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
I'm going to distance myself from you.
Let's not go there. Just...
I'm going to get Paula Patton
Let's talk about this poster.
Let's do this poster. This is a good
poster.
Look,
She's
man.
coming for Tristan.
Yeah,
That's
this is
coming.
the brand new movie, Traffic. Absolutely amazing. It's hair-raising. It's going to get you... The hairs on the back of your neck standing on end. What's her name?
Paula Patton.
No. Rosalind Sanchez. She's in there. She's amazing.
That's who Graham got to talk to about this upcoming film. Take a look at this.
I thought you guys...
I will find you! I've been kind of like pumping myself up all week, but to be quite honest, after watching the film,
All I want to say is thank you for making that film. Thank you for the collaborative effort. I know it was a lot of energy from a lot of different people involved.
Yeah.
I just feel like I want to just give you a hug and say everything's going to be all right.
Everything, I know, right? It's
and
intense.
thank you. If I was traumatized from sitting through that process, what thoughts still resonate with you? How have you been able to process that experience?
It's a lot, because when we did a lot of research about the topic, right, to be able to do it for real and be honest about it. And it's devastating. It's devastating. There were things that positives that you grab onto so you don't go into complete depression, which is, it's a wonderful, my character, Malia, it's a small part, but it's a great arc. She finds the strength to leave a dysfunctional relationship. You know, at the end, she survives, you know. And the group, we became like a family. Deon Taylor is an incredible visionary and just good people. And when you have a director that is the head and he's such a wonderful person, then it's a treat to go to work, you know.
Because you've got such a short amount of time to get that emotional buy-in from us, and by the time that gut punch moment of that twist in the narrative kind of kicks in, we love you guys. Maybe not Darren so much, but he's a good man, okay? He's a good man.
No, he's not.
He's a good man. I have to believe it.
He's not. He's okay. He's human. They said he's human. Yeah.
How do you kind of put it into context yourself? Do you take that all on board from the beginning, or do you allow those moments to happen as you film them? Because to have all of that hanging over your head of what's to come must be so powerful, so dominating.
You have to, listen, you use it because as actors we know exactly the beats and we know the material so well, but the beauty of acting is discovery and listening, you know. So you might think that you prepare a scene one way, and once you're on set, if the actor is giving me something that is completely unexpected, then I have to switch what I rehearsed, basically, right? Because the whole thing is about listening and reacting. And with Traffic, because it was, the movie's so complicated, it's a thriller, but it's about a very happy couple, and they're very sexual, and they're very provocative, and everything is like so sexy, and then little by little it gets darker and darker and darker, and it becomes about survival, and this girl becoming a superhero, you know, and then at the end, there's human trafficking involved, and that's a heavy, disgusting topic at the same time. So it takes you through everything. So we went to work excited, knowing that we had something special, with the responsibility of doing it really well, because you don't want to talk about traffic and not do it well. It's disrespectful, you know. So
you see my knuckles getting whiter and whiter as you take me back into that place. It was I think because it read like such a down the line horror thriller, and Deon is so good at that, and selling it in that way almost made it far more impactful when that penny drops, where you're like, hang on a minute, this isn't horror, this is a horrific truth.
Yes.
Was there a point in the film where it became too much for you to be able to do what you were doing? Because you're involved in some pretty hectic scenes.
I think that the last scene when I see Brea, that I'm in the cave and I'm with all these women, it became unbearable just because of the working circumstances, in terms of that it was freezing, it was like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, we're exhausted, it was dirty. It was awful, but you use it. You know, you grab into that and saying, this is how I need to feel. You know, and am I gonna survive? Am I gonna make it? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You know, when you think about that, then everything changes. You know.
You just traumatized me all over again.
Just hold on, all right?
Wow, well, thank you very much, Graham. If that wasn't enough to get the hair on the back of your neck standing on end, then we are giving you a unique opportunity to attend a pre-screening of Traffic this Thursday, the 10th of May, either at New Metro The Glen in Joburg South, New Metro Westgate in Joburg West, or New Metro Canal Walk in Cape Town. Now, all you need to do is SMS the keyword Traffic, your name and surname, and the city in which you reside, limited to Johannesburg and Cape Town, of course, to 40675, and you could be one of 90 people who get to enjoy the pre-release with a partner, as well as a complimentary drink and popcorn for each of you. We'll throw that in there as well. Now, the competition closes today, so get the SMSs in right now, and free SMSs do not apply, just remember that. T's and C's do, however, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com.
Well, this morning we're back in the kitchen. Of course, we're using a masi in all of our meals, and today we're making a masi. And we're making. Okay, I'm going to redeem myself because I could do it before this, and then you made me laugh, and then I couldn't.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
That's the one. That's
got
the
it
one. Yes.
in the end.
That's what it looks like. You have it on your screens right now. Some people are calling it African salad.
Yes, it's krummelpap.
Yeah.
Jy weet, ek hou van krummelpap. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to be using our masi with it, and you're going to be showing us how to make it. Because it's absolutely delicious, and it's such a great, easy way to enjoy a lovely traditional South African meal.
Fun fact: according to Anna Trapido, the author,
I love
her. She's a foodie and book author as well. This was one of Tata Madiba's favorite dishes. So how's that for your Mandela Monday inspiration? So get your pot boiling with water. And the difference between making umphokoqo and like just regular pap is the difference in how much maize you add in it. So you get your kettle. Why do you want to say kettle? Your water pot boiling. Add your salt, because obviously nobody wants bland umphokoqo.
Never, please.
So ideally right now the water would be going crazy and boiling up.
Yeah.
And once that happens, then you add, well, what we've done now is added 3 cups of water to 3 cups of maize. So you add it, and then you kind of see it rapidly almost starting to take shape.
Yeah. And you just kind of like leave it.
Yeah, leave it there just for a little while, and then the secret is a fork for the technique if you want to get it like that.
Crumbly.
Use the fork, and then you're going to just like work it through. Allow it to just...
Oh, this takes me back though, hey?
To umphokoqo.
To the childhood days.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
Do you know what I love? Oh man, I'm gonna get it right.
You go.
Is to have like some smurkie, tamati smurkie, a worsikie.
And you can actually already see how it's starting to form those clumps like that.
Well
when my grandma, my late grandma, taught me how to make pap kochai, like it would be with the water absolutely boiling, and then you add the maize and it would start popping, right? So like your hands, you'd be like, She's just gonna be sitting in the corner there looking at you like, why are you acting like it's hot?
Exactly.
Meanwhile, it was.
Control yourself.
So you just got to work through, obviously get all of the flour mixed in. I'm going to use this cloth here just to hold onto the side.
Well done.
Of the pot. And get the water and the flour.
So nicely.
Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, once it's all mixed in together, you want to let it cool nicely so you can serve it.
And then you can just also pop the lid and maybe just leave it on for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
so that it cooks through, and you kind of get rid of that mazy taste.
Absolutely.
And it's delicious and ready to eat. And then, of course, we plate.
Yep.
And once we plate, this is what's going to look like. I love our little holders over here. Beautiful, delicious.
Yes,
I'm
girl.
getting there. And then, of course, we're going to take our... Your tongue is so strong. And then we're going to go and just
exercise it.
Thought so. Put this over. The key word for our delicious recipe is clover. You can SMS that to 33728 and we'll send you the link to the recipe. And, cat's strong tongue not included. Woo! The humble maize meal dish, mphokoqo, also known as an African salad, is a childhood favorite in many South African homes. So why not try our delicious twist on it with clover amasi? For this recipe, you will need 2 cups of clover amasi full cream, a pinch of salt, a jug of water, and a cup of maize meal. In a pot, boil 3 cups of water. Add a pinch of salt. Once the water is boiled, add your maize meal to the boiling water. Then, stir well using a fork to combine and prevent lumps until the mixture is crumbly. Allow to cook for 15 to 20 minutes. Serve in bowlfuls and pour over your clover amasi full cream to enjoy. Light, crumbly and nourishing without being too heavy. A traditional South African dish with a taste of home thanks to clover amasi. Made with love by Clover. That keyword again is clover. SMS it to 33728. We'll gladly send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this yourself.
Yeah. This is like Makoti 101 food, hey?
Yeah.
Do you ever want to be a Makoti one day?
I would love to one day.
Then you must make sure your umphokoqo is right.
Clover amasi is a thick, creamy mass your family will love. Made with love by Clover.
Thank you very much, Kat-Leanne, for that informative cooking session. Yes, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have the brilliant Art Matthews performing for us once again, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't miss that performance. He's absolutely phenomenal. And then, of course, we also hanging out with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. Yes, and it's all about how to date yourself and be comfortable with it. 021-430-9881 is that number you need to keep on speed dial. We'll be back after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Birthday, yes indeed. Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC.
You gotta get into
loving
it.
That beat,
there we
man.
go.
Loving that
Come
beat,
on.
man. I'm all Zumba out this morning. I've got my beat in this morning. Listen, every day millions of people celebrate their birthdays all over the world. So as we welcome today, I can't believe it, the 7th of May already, we take a moment to wish some celebs and you a very happy birthday.
That's right. The iconic Eva Perón was born on the 7th of May in 1919. Now, she served as First Lady of Argentina from 1946 until her death in 1952. She's become a part of the international pop culture, most famously as the subject of the musical Eva.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Indeed. And
Evita,
then,
sorry, Evita.
Evita, but it is Don't Cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
I
right?
said Eva.
Oh, Leanne, come on,
I'm
let's
just
move
getting
on
back
quickly.
into
You just give us the beat there. And then we are wishing our viewer, Tandeka Hadebe, a very, very happy birthday. Very happy birthday, Tandeka. And then also a very happy birthday to our very own Bella. Now she celebrated, her 6th birthday yesterday. Hey, oh Bella. Well done, Bella.
There we go. Well, that's our bite-sized dose of birthdays today. Remember, you can share your birthday with us or wish your loved ones by tweeting us at Expresso Show. Happy birthday, y'all.
And hey, let's celebrate your birthday with Art Matthews performing the title track to his upcoming album, Impossible Machines.
I don't know, but this life is so predictable. We do curious things with impossible machines. This I know, that you can't rely on anyone, 'cause everyone else is afraid of the dark. You are all you need from now on. Let go of the thoughts that harm you. Put anger and fear aside, 'cause the best of you is yet to come. This I know. You know that life is sweet if you like to see it that way now. I don't know, I guess if I was more considerate, there'd be something to be said for it. And I'd believe in every sentimental word I've heard 1,000 times before. Don't forget about the good lives we've had, filled with things we don't need. These impossible machines making more than we need to live this life consciously. You are all you from now on. Show them love, kill them with kindness. Put anger and fear aside, because the best of you is yet to come, this I know. Show them that life is sweet if you like to see it that way now. Tell me, have you been there? I don't know, perhaps that's where I'm going. Have you seen it? Well, I'm blinded by the way it moves my soul. Tell me, can you feel it? We're nearly there, we've been riding long. Can you feel it? The thoughts that harm you, put anger and fear aside, because the best of you is yet to come, this I know. You know that life is sweet if you tune in to Expresso Show.
Well, thank you.
Customized ending, man, of the title track Impossible Machines. We can expect that album end of June, right?
Yeah, well, that single will be out next week or 2 weeks latest, but that's coming out, and then the whole album.
Was this the first time you performing that song on live TV?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, come on, get in there. Art Matthews.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. You guys
Giving
are
us an
legends,
Expresso exclusive, man. Dude, I love your music. What is it that you want people to gain from this album once they've listened to it, listening to songs like Impossible Machines?
You know, I always just put out some commentary just to make people think a little bit.
Yeah.
I try and make it as open as possible so that they can translate it however they want. I never preach. I can't preach because, you know. But yeah, so I always want to be some thought-provoking, let people think a little bit, because there's a lot of bland music going out there, just very thoughtless and repetitive. And I think people are missing listening to lyrics and listening to something that has a bit of meaning, whatever it means to them. You know?
Inspiring stuff, man. Much respect. Let us know what you thought about that performance of Impossible Machines on our Expresso Show social media platforms. And we'll have one more performance just before the end of the show from
Power ballad
Art
coming
Matthew.
up.
Oh, the power ballad.
Oh, you gotta be one.
We're going into this Monday.
Gotta be one.
In the national news this morning, a new wage offer aimed at ending the lengthy national bus drivers' strike affecting millions of commuters has been made to the union. Now, this was confirmed yesterday by South African Transport and Allied Workers Union spokesperson Zanele Sabelas. Striking drivers are now being offered an increase of 8.75% for the first year and 8.25% for the second year. They had initially demanded a 12% salary hike across the board, but the figure was later reduced to 9.5%. Tougher legislation is on the cards for smokers if the controversial Control of Tobacco and Electronic Delivery Systems Bill is passed later this month. Smokers won't be able to smoke in any outdoor public space, including smoking sections in restaurants, at work, in a car if there is a child or more than one person inside, townhouse complexes, common areas, or any other place where children are being taught or cared for. The bill will be gazetted for public comment later this month. Now, moving further abroad, Lebanon went to the polling stations yesterday for the first parliamentary elections in almost a decade. The last elections in the country were in 2009 for what was supposed to be a 4-year term. But Parliament extended its term twice due to instability in neighboring Syria and to reform the country's electoral laws. Current Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri caused a political crisis in November when he fled the country and announced his resignation in fear of an assassination attempt. He later withdrew it. Official results are expected later today. And then finally, a gang of what are reported to be former cattle rustlers have killed at least 51 adults and children in a village in northern Nigeria. Some bodies were mutilated. Survivors say the attack took place on Saturday afternoon in Kaduna State when homes were set alight and shots fired, causing people to flee in panic, many straight towards the gunmen. Residents have demanded that President Muhammadu Buhari's government urgently deploy more police and military personnel to protect vulnerable villages. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Kat.
And here's a quick roundup of some of the major sporting results over the weekend, starting with football, where football's greatest rivalry ended all square last night as Barcelona drew 2-2 with Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. Madrid had to come back from a goal down twice against 10-man Barcelona, and this result now sees Barca maintain their unbeaten run this season with 3 games left to play. While over in the Premier League, Man City lifted their title after a goalless draw to Huddersfield. Arsenal beat Burnley 5-0, while Chelsea saw out a 1-0 win over Liverpool. Mamelodi Sundowns had to settle for a point in their CAF Champions League group stage match as they drew 1-1 with Wydad Casablanca on Saturday. Now, all the goals came in the first half as Sundowns went ahead through a Wydad own goal, but the Moroccan side managed to pull level 17 minutes later. And now Sundowns return to the PSL this weekend as they face Bloemfontein Celtic in the last game of the season. In rugby news, the Cheetahs' Pro 14 run season came to a swift end on Saturday as they suffered a quarter-final loss to the Scarlets. The Free State side had no answer to their opponent's onslaught in Wales as the home side scored 6 tries on their way to a 43-8 victory. In Super Rugby action this weekend, the Lions lost to the Hurricanes 28-19, while the Stormers beat the Bulls 29 points to 17. And finally, the Protea women took a 2-0 lead in their ODI series against Bangladesh yesterday after an emphatic 9-wicket victory in Potchefstroom. The Proteas bowlers put on a fine display to limit the visitors to 89 all out, and in reply, South Africa only lost 1 wicket as they won the game with 32 overs to spare. South Africa will be out to seal the series with a win when they take on the 3rd ODI in the 5-match series, and this all happens on Wednesday. And that's a wrap-up of the results.
All right, let's quickly take a last look at what's happening out on the roads for your Monday morning. In the Western Cape, Heideveld, there are some delays of 25 minutes on the N7. That's the Jakes Gerwel Drive northbound between the N2 and the Bosmansdam Road, and an average speed of 15 kilometers per hour can be expected. So please just be aware of that. That's where we leave your traffic. On your Monday morning, please be safe on the roads.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
In your weather this morning, it seems that most parts of the country can expect warmer temperatures today with sunny conditions. However, temperatures are set to drop, especially over the Western Cape by tonight, hopefully bringing with it some much-needed rain for the province. Your temperatures: Polokwane 8 minimum with a maximum 26 degrees, Mbombela 9:29, Pretoria 9:25, Johannesburg 7 minimum with a maximum 23 degrees, Mahikeng 10:26, Klerksdorp 7:26, Kimberley on 10 minimum reaching a high of 26 degrees, Bloemfontein 5 minimum warming up to 24, Richards Bay 15 with a maximum 30, Pietermaritzburg 10:28, Durban 18:30, Mthatha 10:29, East London starting off on 19 minimum with a maximum 27, Cradock 10:29, Port Elizabeth on 15 minimum reaching a high of 25, George 14 and a hot maximum of 32, Sutherland 6:23, Cape Town 14:23, Worcester starting off on 12 minimum reaching a high of 29, Springbok 8:23 and Uppington on 11 minimum with a hot maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. And that's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for your Monday morning.
And if you've just tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, a quick look at our Facebook little game we played. Guess who? We gave you this picture and asked you to guess the name of this Afrikaans singer and songwriter. And of course, we all know it's Brendan Paper, the winner of Tropical Island of Treasure Season 8. So Mondre got it right. Jeanette also said Brendan Paper. Jane got it right, says talented, love his music. Tebogo got it right. Diane also got it right here. So did Janelle. Sampi also saying here, yes, the winner of TIOT 8. Brendan Paper says Michelle. Mick John says he's the baby chocolate guy. No, he's not that guy. Randall, Brendan Paper, also Tanya getting it right, and Randall once again just putting the point down. Cheryl, most people seem to have gotten it right. That is our mystery person for today in that blurry picture over there, Mr. Brendan Piper.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're going to be heading into the kitchen a little bit later on and making a delicious butternut and beetroot rocket salad. Absolutely delicious. And then, of course, our favorite, Dr. Eve is in the house because it's Relationship Mondays. Yes. And we're talking about how to be in a relationship by yourself and be successful at it. Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko and make it all the way to New York.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on a Monday morning, fresh start to the week, and that time of the week when we talk relationships. Now, we've all heard the phrase at some point or another, I'm in a relationship with myself. And it's a notion that's becoming more and more popular as people seem to become more disillusioned with relationships and dating. And it surely sounds like a very healthy way to redirect energy and love to yourself that you would be given to a significant other. So giving it to yourself. But now, why are more and more people turning to dating themselves? It's a real thing right now. What are the benefits of it? Is it maybe a selfish thing, or is it a necessary step in being able to give yourself what you deserve and embarking on a journey of self-love? Well, that's what our relationship expert is here to talk about. And of course, we encourage your questions and your comments on this topic. Give us a call on 021 430 9881. Dr. Eve, always great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
And a very interesting topic that we're taking on. Being in a relationship with yourself, loving yourself, self-love. A lot of people have been reflecting on that. But, I mean, shouldn't we always be regarding ourselves as being in a relationship with ourselves, regardless of whether we're dating someone or not?
Yeah, that's an ideal way.
Yeah.
You know what happens, Kat, is that when people end a relationship, the first thing that they do is that they want to replace that partner with somebody else. And so immediately they get back onto dating sites or apps or ask their community or their friends, send me a partner, because I can't stand this empty space. I need to be in a relationship with somebody. And one has to wonder, you know, why is it that we're so quick to replace a partner? So what this trend is saying, and I'm not sure if it's just to kind of comfort and soothe single people or if it really is healthy, and I'd love to hear from our viewers. What this trend is saying is that don't go and look for a new partner straight away. Have a relationship with yourself first. And if you think about it, we really feel very uncomfortable to be in relationship with self. And what I call it is that we need to be able to fall in love with oneself.
And there's an ulterior motive that I have around that because, yeah, go
What
ahead,
is it that you
Sini.
mean about falling in love with yourself that makes it sound to me that being in love with someone else almost kind of stops you from falling in love with yourself?
It does. I really think that it does.
Okay.
If you think about how when you're in love with somebody or in fascination with somebody, you give an enormous amount of time, resources, you invest energy into that person. And I think that there is oftentimes a neglect of self, because I'm wondering, and I'm throwing this out to the viewers, how many of you invest in yourself when you're in a relationship? How many of you will spoil yourself, please yourself, compliment yourself, spend time with yourself, admiring yourself? I think a lot of our energy is other directed.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about today is, why not just have a relationship with yourself where you take all of that energy, resources, time, investment, put it into yourself, instead of wanting to please, and wanting to receive feedback from your partner.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick up on what you said. I think it's absolutely essential to have a relationship with oneself before or during having a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah.
But we seem to skip that part and go straight into wanting to please and be in relationship with another, rather than staying still and being in relationship with self for a while, if not for however long a while one wants to be in.
I mean, this might shed some light as to why some people, when they break up, all of a sudden get back into this gym routine, this healthy lifestyle, more focused, and they become almost a version of their better selves. We have a caller on the line right now already. A very good morning. Who am I speaking to?
You are speaking to Jeff.
Hello, Jack. Thank you so much for your call. What is your comment or question?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to say I strongly agree with Dr. Eve.
Which part of it, Jack? Expand. We want to hear more from you.
Just, well, we also, if I'm from a company, we also believe that self-love is the new relationship goal. You can only love and respect others if you truly love and respect yourself. So good work.
Absolutely. So tell me, Jack, in a few examples, how do you love yourself in a relationship?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff?
In a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good to be almost whole as yourself, a whole person who loves yourself, respects yourself, then get into a relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can do the same for the other person.
I'm going to pick up on what you said. One should be able to do both. I think it's Jack, right?
Jeff.
Jeff. You should be able to do both. You've got to maintain that wholeness of self, even or especially when you get into a relationship.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be depending on the other person to love you if you don't have the self-love for yourself.
Yes.
So I think, we're in agreement. This is a great comment. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We're going to keep our lines open, 0214309881. What does it mean to you to love yourself, to be in a relationship with yourself? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Are you in a relationship with yourself? Give us a call.
Wow, it's time for us to make another delicious recipe. We've got some butternut, we've got beetroot. You can make it for either lunch or dinner, and then we're going to be topping it off with a delicious Maize-based salad dressing, which is wonderful, because I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, but the thing is, why we're using this is because we're trying to take care of your digestive health, all right? That good gut bacteria. So Maize is great for that, all right? Because it's also got your refined whey protein in there as well.
Stunning.
But if you really want to up the game a little bit, especially if you're suffering from things like IBS, Malcosan is a great product that you can include, especially if you can include it actually in your recipe as well, which is great.
I've got a friend that suffers from IBS a lot, so I'm
well,
going to
that's
make
the thing. It really helps promote a healthy digestive system as it contains 100% natural whey concentrate. It's also got lactic plus or L plus lactic acid, which supports the growth of healthy gut bacteria, which you want. So if you are suffering from IBS, we know that it's not a life-threatening thing, but it is very, very uncomfortable. So whatever you can do to get the good gut bacteria up there, that's a great way to go for it.
And a healthy gut is a
good gut.
Happy gut.
Happy gut. Okay, let's happy gut it out right now. So we got our Maize over here. So first we're going to make the dressing. So we've got some grated onion. All right, I'm going to get that in there.
Just get in there. Waste not, want not.
Some garlic.
Ooh.
Good for the immune system
paste,
as well.
I see, so it's going to be even more like intense and delicious.
That's right. Some, here we have just a little screen of lemon or lime juice, whatever you prefer. Some Dijon mustard.
Dijon
mustard. That's going to go in there. And some dill.
Lovely.
And this is beautiful. It's fresh. All right, so we're just going to give that a good mix quickly. My goodness, I'm stacking up over here. So that's it. So now you can start arranging our salad there for us, Leanne. So we've got a bed of rockets.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've got a bed of rockets.
Your sauce is going everywhere.
So, sorry.
All right, so we've got our butternut, delicious roasted butternut, absolutely amazing.
That's it, so you can just lay that on there.
I love roasted butternut.
So obviously this is very easy in the oven, roasted nicely. The beetroot has just been cooked to soften it up a little bit.
Love beetroot as well. So nice and healthy.
That's it.
Okay, just last bit of butternut.
This dressing is so good.
Wonderful.
All right, and
We've got some pumpkin seeds.
Yes, I'm just going to drizzle this over a little bit.
Look at you.
Just like that.
Oh, you're doing the most right now.
And now, top it with some pumpkin seeds.
Can I do the pumpkin seeds? This is going to add that crunch. I love salads with texture. I like crunchy things. And then I've got
some shaved parmesan.
Love that. Ooh, look
and
at
it's as easy as that. The keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728. Make it look fancy, Leanne. The keyword is salad.
Parmesan
SMS that to 33728. And we'll send you a list of ingredients as well as a link to the recipe that you can go follow. It really is such a delicious thing. Dip your finger. Just taste it. Taste it. Taste it. It's amazing. Really?
So good.
Really? That wasn't even a taste.
I want to get in there.
Salad to 33728. Leanne is missing out. Please don't miss out. Try it out as well. It will be on our website, expressoshow.com.
Yummy!
Digestive problems are increasing. A. Vogel's Molkasan is a Swiss daily digestive tonic that's high in L+ lactic acid to support healthy gut bacteria.
021-430-9881 is the number to call to engage in our relationship talk with Dr. Eve this morning. We're talking about the notion why people are turning to dating themselves. Some people out there saying, but it's such a selfish thing to just focus on yourself and to be giving energy to yourself and loving yourself. Dr. Eve, you don't like the use of the word selfish in this context. Why?
No, I think that the word selfish is just so negative. It's like saying you're not allowed to do anything for yourself. You've got to constantly be pleasing and selfless. And this pertains specifically to women. I'm going to be a little sexist around this because women are supposed to be nurturing and giving and caretaking all the time, and we're not allowed to be self-caring. So when you get into this dating of self, it's just an incredibly freeing experience where you are giving yourself permission not to be pleasing the other, and this is for men and for women, but to be doing things that you love. And people struggle with that, hey, Kat? I mean, it's like, seriously, what am I going to do by myself? It feels kind of awkward.
We'll get into that because we have a caller right now. Basson is on the line. Good morning, Basson.
Good morning. Hi there, guys.
Very well, thank you. What is your question or your comment on this very interesting topic?
Well, I have a really strange question. With regards to trying to love yourself, before you love yourself, you get into a relationship with someone else, and then you actually love that person first, or you start to learn how to love someone else first. So my question is, how do you discover or find a way to love yourself after you've already gotten into a relationship and put most of your effort into loving someone else first and forgotten about yourself?
That's a very poignant question. Thank you so much for that, Basson. So now you are in relationship already. I guess you've made your partner used to the fact that you give all of your energy and concentration and love to them. Now you feel that lack of love in yourself. How do you change things up?
Yeah, I'd love to know, is it Basson?
Basson, yeah.
Basson, are you still there with us?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I want to know how you're struggling, because I can hear you've got a bit of a struggle with that.
I do struggle quite a lot with it because I put a lot of effort into it.
And you feel like there isn't enough energy left over for you, or you feel like you've been taken advantage of?
Yes, in some way, for granted for most part.
Okay, so you're frustrated. I mean, this is a beautiful example of how loving oneself first is the most important thing. Basson said, you know, he loved the other and he gave so much energy and investment into the other person, and now it's beginning to, and this is what happens, Kat, you begin to feel resentful and angry and taken for granted, and people will say to me, I'm in my therapy room now, I don't feel acknowledged. Men will often say that. I don't feel acknowledged, I don't feel appreciated, I give so much and I'm not getting anything back. Well, it's like, damn it, you know, give to yourself first.
So now that's the question. I mean, you're trying to create this well of abundant love in yourself so that you can give out there into the world. And perhaps that's where Basson finds himself now. So what do you do?
You really have to follow your own passions and have your own purpose. You cannot depend on the other person to be the one who is feeding you, to make you feel well. So let's talk about dating self even within a relationship, because this is what he's talking about, Basan is talking about. You have to be able to know, what is my purpose, what is my passions? You know, I always feel more concerned, Kat, about couples who sit on my therapy couch and are what we call joined at the hip. We do everything together, we're never apart, and I can see they're kind of clinging onto each other, but they're there because they have problems, either sexual problems or emotional problems. You have to be an independent person who dates him or herself frequently to be able to be of value to the other person. Otherwise, you're kind of boring. You know, what are you bringing into that relationship?
All right. Okay, Dr. E, we're going to keep the lines open because I want you talk about having a purpose, and maybe we can just touch on how to define that purpose for yourself so that you can then start to plow energy into these things that define you.
Right.
But our lines will remain open, 0214309881.
All right, thank you very much, Kat. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we just made an amazing salad. Leanne absolutely loved it.
It was delicious.
Beautiful. But to accompany that, we're going to make the delicious Prego steak rolls. That's on the menu next.
Levels on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are continuing our relationship talk. We're talking about being, being comfortable with dating yourself. And that line is open, 0214309881. Give us a call.
Hello, South Africa. Are you ready for me? Present the search on SABC3. We're out here.
Would you want to see me on your TV?
Do you think that I have what it takes to become the next SABC3 presenter?
It's me you are looking for. When you present, you have to be passionate about it.
Just put me in front of a camera and I'll show you how it's done.
Tune in to Presenter Search on 3
on the 10th of May, 7:30 sharp
on SABC3.
The stage is yours.
It serves the people, it serves South Africa, and that's what we want. Yeah. Oh, no, you can't do that. So Kim from Joburg is joining us. After that, then we'll touch on, okay, I want to start loving myself now. I want to start dating myself now. What do I do?
Okay. We'll do that.
Kim from Jozi.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It's a Monday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're talking about dating yourself, why that is so important. And so we've got our lines open, 0214309881. Kim from Joburg. Good morning.
Hi, morning. How are you, Kat?
Very well. Thanks for the call, Kim. What's your comment or your question?
Okay, my question is, me and my husband, we've been dating for around about 2 years. And the question that I have is that he looks at me to get that self-love. And yeah, so my question is, how can I help him, or is it something that he needs to do for himself? But what can I do as a partner to him to instill that?
Yeah, quite interesting to see that Kim, as the partner, was the one noticing that he is looking at her for that self-love. So is it something that Kim can help with, or is it something that hubby has to deal with on his own?
Why I'm laughing, Kat, is because Kim is the one who's phoning to rescue her husband.
Which is beautiful.
No, it's not.
I think it's beautiful. She cares about her hubby.
No, she doesn't.
Kim, I think it's beautiful.
No, she's feeling the burden of it.
Dr. Eve.
It's not your responsibility, Kim, to be rescuing your husband. You know, obviously she's feeling like, I want to have a more interesting husband, or I'm feeling burdened by him. His responsibility is to be able to get his own life. And what you've got to do is you've got to start what's called individuating, kind of separating a little by little for yourself. You've got to have the courage to disengage from him and allowing him to have this time to date himself, which is going to be really scary and anxious for him. And you're really scared and anxious, which is why you're calling in. So just very slowly start doing things on your own. Gently start doing things on your own, and he will get to understand that he's kind of lonely and bored, and he will have to up his game a little to be able to be in relationship with you, right? Does that make sense to you? Are you willing to take the risk?
Absolutely. Like, on his side, I can see he wants that, but it's very difficult for him. He doesn't know where to start.
Okay.
And
Well, you are bang on the button right there, Kim, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about next, about where to start. So keep listening and keep watching. Thank you very much for that question.
Great.
So what do you do when you want to start dating yourself and loving yourself?
You go for a coffee on your own. You sit and you have that awkward moment of feeling everybody's looking at you, because we grow up in a society where singleness is seen to be inferior to being with a couple. So people feel very self-conscious and very awkward around doing anything on your own. You have to be able to explore, what are the things that I am interested in? So it could be, I'm interested in going to this restaurant for dinner, but oh my goodness, I'm going to feel so awkward. Take yourself for dinner on your own. Go to a bookshop on your own. Go to a movie on your own, or an art
Isn't that like an
gallery
awkward thing when you tell somebody that you went to a movie on your own and they're like, what?
Exactly. But why is it awkward? Because people are going to call you like a loser, because you're only a winner if you're in a relationship with somebody. So people who are single, people who are single cut out their lives because they don't get to do things that they really want to do, because they feel they're going to be judged and self-conscious around having a date by themselves. It's the most freeing and liberating experience to do things on your own, to take a walk on your own, to take a hike on your own. It just gives you an incredible sense of empowerment, because you get to do things that you love, and then you become an interesting person, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single.
And is this something that you discuss with a partner up front before you start officially dating, that, hey, I do love myself, I like to do 1, 2, 3 on my own, so if I don't think that I'm escaping the relationship, it's just how I plow back into myself?
It's also because it brings richness to the relationship. You know, I may be somebody who really loves art movies, and I have a partner who likes skit and Dorner movies. We're not going to go to the same movie, but then you meet up again afterwards and you're sharing the experience that you had, and it becomes a very rich, vibrant relationship. This is what couples need to do.
Wow. I must say, I love the way that you said skit and Dorner. Give us a call, 0214309881. We'll continue our conversation with Dr. Eve shortly.
Thank you very much. Dating yourself and being comfortable with it, hey?
I'm here. I'm dating myself and loving it. It's really wonderful.
So right now, we are going to be making something truly delicious. I mean, look at these guys. Prego steak rolls. You can't go wrong with those,
This is what I love about our show. We've literally given everybody something. There's something for everyone here. And now this is, you know, it's time to get in there.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, so here we have our marinated minute steaks already. So I'm going to ask you to pop that in a grilling pan. Just use some B-Well canola oil before you do that. And that's our real hero, because it's your healthier option, 7%. Saturated fat only, and it's also endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation, and the only oil in South Africa to carry the Cancer Smart Choice seal. So naturally cholesterol-free, high in omega-3s, and it's got a nice little buttery taste to it as well. That is why we are using it. So Don't burn it now.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
please.
I'm not burning
So
that.
let me show you how we made this beautiful marinade. Firstly, I'm going to get our spices in here.
Oh, listen to that.
You got to keep an eye on it though, all right?
I'm keeping an eye.
So I've got
You keep an eye on what you're doing, Hunty.
I am keeping an eye. What am I doing? Oregano, a bay leaf, and some chili. All right. That's for our delicious spices. I'm going to have some garlic in here as well. Just like that. You're making such a noise.
It's gorgeous. Living my best life.
Brilliant. And look at that sauce on there as well.
I know. I've got
Bam.
some onions going here for you if you need them at
That's
any
brilliant.
point, yeah?
You keep sweating that onion. Right. And here we have our Be Well canola mayo. And look how rich and creamy that is.
Love.
I'm just going to pop a few of these in there.
And of course we know that canola oil is a much healthier option as well.
That is it. So now it's just about combining these ingredients, which are going to give you all of that flavor. All right.
Oh, that's looking really good.
Just like that.
I think it's time for me. Oh, yes, I've got that beautiful griddle.
That's the one. And then you basically just get your minute taste. 3 to 4 hours is all you need. Or you can even leave it overnight in the fridge. And then just make sure that it's beautifully coated all together. Swish it around. Look at that.
Wow, that looks delicious.
Absolutely. So this is beautiful. All right, so that's the steak marinade done.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you have leftover, we need to have leftover. Do you have any leftover in there?
I don't have much left over, no.
You don't have much left over. So basically, we're gonna, if you have leftover, we'll take some of this out. So you get the sauce, and that's what you use in your onions. You throw that in there together with some beef stock. We got some white wine and some flour as well. A little bit of salt and pepper, and you will come out with a delicious, delicious sauce as well.
Lovely.
So I'm gonna just try and show you this. Hey,
I think our steaks are done.
put it on the plate there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take some of this out. Oh my goodness, it's actually taking up all of the sauce.
This smells amazing, I'm not gonna lie. I did good.
You did very, very good.
I did so good.
Yeah, so just to show you, just swap around those two pans quickly.
Woo. Hello.
Pop it on there. Oh, and this does smell amazing. So a little bit on there. Whatever you can use. Just a little bit.
Should I stir for you?
Yeah, go for it. Just want to show you how to put this quickly together. Some beef stock. Give that a good stir. Great stuff. And some flour to thicken it up nicely.
Wonderful. Oh, that keyword once again, be well, to 33728. We'll gladly send you this delicious recipe for our yummy Prego rolls, Prego steak rolls, and you could be making this yourself from scratch. So easy.
Can you smell
Anyone
that?
can do it.
And then you get out with this beautiful sauce that we have here once it's thickened up using the leftover marinade as well. The keyword is be well. SMS that to 33728. How amazing does that look at the end of the day?
Go team. We
Bam.
did good.
Beautiful stuff.
I'm so proud of us. Now, as the cold winter days draws closer, we all are looking for warm and comforting snack ideas. All you have to do is tune in to Afternoon Express today at 4:30 p.m. as Chef Clem welcomes winter with a rich and cheesy amasi griddle cake recipe filled with crispy bacon, cream corn, and mounds of cheese. Perfect for breakfast or as a midday snack.
Here we go. All right, we're back again with Dr. Eve, who was telling me about how I should open my eyes more when I sing, which is true. I should do that.
It's so
It helps to
beautiful.
connect. It helps to
Of course,
connect.
I want to see you.
And we're connecting with you right now over this topic of dating yourself on this Monday morning. 0214309881. Dr. Eve, you said you wanted to talk about the stigma of singlehood, but also our need as human beings to connect.
Very much so. So
Tell me
here,
about
this important new trend, I don't know if it's a new trend, I think it's more permissive. It's cool for woke people to be able to go on dates by themselves. Why are you laughing at me?
Not exactly the wokeness that everyone's talking about out there. That's a different field, but I understand where you're trying to get to. More, enlightened in that way of trying to connect with yourself. Yeah, it's what people are doing.
And it's always been maligned, certainly by my generation, that you're just not allowed to have a life of your own and do things on your own. And I'm really encouraging people, Kat, to do that, to become more interesting, to forget about the stigma of I'm single, I'm alone, therefore my life becomes very narrow and limited, and I can only have a broader life when I am in relationship with another. You just waste your life.
Yeah.
Take yourself out, do things that are really interesting for you. Forget about what the stigma is or what other people around you are thinking. You are having a good time, you're enjoying your coffee.
It's called Abantu Bazothini syndrome. What are people going to say? Syndrome. We live in that. Like, you know, you want people to like that picture on Instagram, so you put as many filters on it as possible, because otherwise, abantu bazothini.
So that means that you're a judge and you're lesser than.
And you think about what people around you are thinking.
Yeah, that is
we
such
do that a
a
lot.
waste of time.
We actually have a call on the line. I think.
Let's do that.
Loanne on the line.
Yes, yes.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the call. What's your comment or your question?
My comment is exactly what Dr. Eve said now, is exactly what I've been doing for the last 17 years. I was married for 23 years, and then I got divorced, and I was going to become a hermit, and I had to learn to do all of that on my own.
Wow.
And I'm so content. I actually just even went to movies on Sunday by myself.
Yeah. In those first days, Loanne, what were the first things you did to start dating yourself, to fall in love with yourself?
In the beginning, because, you know, you feel a bit down, I had to go walk in malls and walk where there's a lot of people and go to the beach and do things like that, yes.
So that makes sense, that you first want to just be in a crowd, and then afterwards, as you get more comfortable, you just think, I can do this on my own. And as you said, there's a sense of contentment. Why should you cut out your life? Why should you not go to a movie because you don't have another to go with? Good on you, Luann. Thank you for inspiring us today.
Yeah.
I even took a trip to Namibia on my own for the weekend, you know?
Brilliant.
Good on you, girlfriend.
I mean, imagine. Trip to Namibia. Thank you so much for that, Luann. But you were also saying, Dr. Eve, there is also a need for us to connect. We are human beings, and that is part of our nature.
Yeah, I do not want to whitewash what people might be feeling right now, Kat, around. I'm single, and actually I do want a partner. Of course, people want partnership. We are social beings. Our brains are geared towards connecting with others. That's the most important thing that we want. Of course, we connect with friends, and we know from research this is just a fantastically healthy thing to do. But connecting with another is what we want to do. Make yourself healthy, go on dates by yourself, and then when you are in a space where you're ready to connect in a healthy way, of course that's what you want to do.
Then you do that. Well, thank you very much today, Dr. Eve. And I hope you really put that into your seminars or your talks. You must hashtag Abantu bazothini syndrome.
I will.
Say it.
Abantu
bazothini
syndrome.
Syndrome. That's just beautiful. Listen, this is what Mondays are all about, Dr. Eve. Thank you very much. And thank you for all our callers as well for engaging in this conversation. We'll do it again, Dr. Eve, next week. Thanks, babe.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Very cool.
I love it when they end like that.
Very, very cool. Thanks, babe. Yeah, listen, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we can inspire you on your Monday morning and show you how we uplift the youth through nature.
Exactly, and Art Matthews is still here, and he performs for us after the break. Babe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
There's a warmth in this air on this Monday morning.
It's ominous.
It's a good way.
Ominous. Is it bringing rain? Yes, because we don't know. No, it's going to hopefully bring some rain.
Okay, hopefully bring some rain. Yeah. All right, let's talk about our Mandela Monday here. Now, there's a book out there called The Wisdom of Trees that speaks about the genius of nature and mankind's ingenuity in making the most out of it.
Absolutely. So we meet our Mandela Monday hero, Hilton Davids, and a fantastic organization that doesn't use trees, but the Humble Vegetable Garden to uplift the youth of South Africa.
Unemployment is one of our biggest problems in our area. Our youth, normally, they get involved in gangsterism, using drugs and all other negative things in our area. So keeping them busy and focused, I think, would maybe do some planting and starting their own gardens will be quite helpful.
Hilton Davids is the founder and CEO of Flottenberg Community Organization, which has a core focus on 6 to 13-year-olds, but also supports disadvantaged families and the elderly.
Our aim is to see that our youth, they start getting busy with doing positive things in our area, become role models for our youngsters, and also that they get some employment so that they can also cater for their own families. We normally have our after-school project and our feeding scheme. We actually feeding 140 children after school every day. That is children coming from school doing their homework, and also we're giving them some parental supervision and some guidance. Some of the things that we actually planting, the vegetables, we also use it in our food that we provide for the children.
Crops grown in the garden include highly nutritious spinach, beetroot, leeks, lettuce, cabbage and carrots, as well as a variety of herbs. Many young lives are being turned around here.
So a lot of the youngsters is hanging around on the corners, and normally gang fights started here. But since we have started the garden, it's really a positive influence over our youth. And they're so actually interested and is more responsible now.
Die projek is baie belangrik, want ek sien daar's baie verskillende goedjies wat hier aangaan, wat die kinders honger ly, hulle ouers is werkloos, en dit is hoekom die rede hoekom ek weer in die projek kan val. Dit is baie belangrik vir die kinders om hier te kom leer wat is daai tipe groente en hoe plant jy dit. Daar's baie van hulle wat belangstel as
I learned to grow plants and work together to make a garden and work together to play, and it's nice to work at the garden and grow plants.
I learned that you must always grow your garden so that you don't always have to go to the shop and go buy carrots and cucumbers, things like that. You just go to your garden and go feed some.
I just want to tell young people out there, it's very fun to grow plants in the yards and they can learn very much of it.
Just as these vegetables have taken root here, the garden is providing a sense of stability in the community, a place where values can grow and young minds can see a future.
Very inspirational indeed. I love that, using the Humble Vegetable Garden to uplift the youth of South Africa. Right now, though, jumping into the kitchen, it is how to clean up with Mac Kitchen Cleaner. Yep, we are shining all the way on your Monday morning. Yep, indeed. Now, our kitchen, it is the busiest room in the house. Frying, baking, roasting, eating, and more. That's all going on. And it's the place that requires the most regular cleaning and attention. So, let's talk about a cleaning revamp of practically every surface in your kitchen. It's amazing how a total clean and refresh can make everything look like new in your kitchen.
Do you see how chilled I am? Because we've got everything that we need. All right, so tip number one, our go-to products are MAC Multi-Purpose Cream Cleaner. Now, it contains an active detergent and a soft abrasive which loosens and lifts tough dirt to leave surfaces clean, shiny, and scratch-free. Next one is MAC Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach. It combines an effective detergent with bleach so that it cleans thoroughly while disinfectant to give 24-hour germ protection. And then MAC Dishwashing Liquid, where the power of lemon has a richer, long-lasting foam to easily easily remove grease and baked on food, leaving your dishes shiny clean.
Right, so let's start cleaning with the kitchen surfaces up first. Now, firstly, countertops. Whether your countertop and work surfaces are melamine, granite, or even painted wood, you will find the Mac Trio perfect for your cleaning needs. So for stubborn and sticky food spills, simply squirt some Mac Cream Cleaner directly onto the dirt, leave for a minute, then wipe away with a soft cloth to leave the surface shiny clean. Next, general cleaning. That's what we're focusing on. Make up a solution of Mac Cream Cleaner in warm water and using a soft damp cloth or sponge, wipe over large surfaces, paying attention to the corners and the crevices.
Now, the next one used to give me heart palpitations, but not anymore. Let's tackle the stove tops and hobs. Now, whatever finish you have, the Mac Trio has the answer. Burnt on dirt on stove tops, warm the plate and squirt neat Mac Cream Cleaner directly onto the stain. Then leave it for a few minutes. Then wipe away to a shiny clean. Now, general daily cleaning, use a solution of Mac Cream Cleaner on a soft cloth to wipe down all the appliance surfaces. And then Mac dishwashing liquid is ideal for daily cleaning of glass hobs. All you have to do is squirt neat or make a solution in warm water and wipe away any marks. It's easy as that.
As that.
Love it.
Next, get rid of dirty dishes and clean the sink. Very, very important. Now, Mac dishwashing liquid with active lemon cuts through grease, cleans glassware, cutlery, and your pots and pans, leaving everything clean and shiny. So, clean the grease-tied mark in the sink daily. A squirt of Mac Cream Cleaner directly onto the grease will do the trick. Then, the draining board needs to be cleaned daily with Mac Cream Cleaner. Buff to a shine and you're good to go. And also remember to squirt Mac Thick bleach into the plug hole, leave for a couple of minutes, then flush with cold water, and this will remove any grease buildup and smells.
I used to try and get out of this one a lot when it comes to mopping the kitchen floor. It's pretty easy now. Make up a solution of Mac Cream Cleaner in a bucket of warm water. Now, mop floors to remove food spills, grease, and muddy footprints. To disinfect floors, add a few drops of Mac Thick bleach to clean water and mop the area.
And then kitchen bins can get messy, so empty them daily. Wash the inside of the bin with a solution of Mac Thick bleach in warm water, dry thoroughly, and replace the bin bag. And then it's a job well done. And you have satisfaction knowing then that your kitchen is clean, shiny, and germ-free, which is what we want.
And all you have to do is give yourself a high five. We
Just
did
like
good. Mac making cleaning easy. Now, you can win yourself a Mac hamper every week. And to stand a chance of winning, SMS the keyword Mac to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Now, this week's giveaway ends at midnight this Friday.
New Mac Multi-Purpose Cream Cleaner easily removes tough dirt from surfaces all over the home, making it easy for you to shine.
Now, if you're like me, you know that nothing starts your morning quite like that first cup of coffee. When you have it, it just opens up the world. And we certainly love our Mac Cafe cappuccinos here in the studio, of course, perfectly prepared by Sis Princess with love every single day. She's about to make me one right now. But here's the cool thing. McDonald's is offering you the chance to start your day the right way by buying a delicious Mac Cafe cappuccino for only 90 cents. And all you have to do is download the McDonald's app from your preferred app store. Follow the instructions on how to redeem your deliciously creamy cup of cappuccino at a store near you, and it's as simple as that. Terms and conditions do apply, and you can find them on mcdonalds.co.za, and this offer is only valid until today. It ends today, so get downloading and enjoy your cup of cappuccino. But do stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We've got a couple more minutes to start off your Monday morning the right kind of way. And that man over there is going to do exactly that. Why are you looking so serious? You're reading the book. Well, he'll be getting into the business of singing shortly after the break. Stay tuned.
It's a Motivational Monday with Afternoon Express live at 4:30 on SABC3. Today we're joined by renowned actress Samkelo Ndlovu. She dominated entertainment headlines earlier this year when she revealed the birth of her little princess on Valentine's Day. So she chats to us about juggling a busy career on screen and caring for her new baby boy. Plus, creative music group Batuk treat us to an exclusive live performance. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
just heard that you're on your way, but I don't listen no more. You said come with me to a life I'd never seen.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We're about to end off your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday morning. Art Matthews has been absolutely incredible. Check out his brand new album, Impossible Machines, dropping in June. Are we certain of that? Am I allowed to publicly say that?
And the single's going to be dropping this week, Friday. So.
This week, it's called Impossible Machines. What about music video? Have you started shooting a music video for it yet?
We actually do. I've got a music video for Impossible Machines and that first single, Justified. So, yeah, I'm upping my video game, finally. Took me 43 years, so
It's out on YouTube. We can check it out there.
It'll come out at the same time when Impossible happens now. So, beginning of next week, Impossible will be out.
And thanks for sharing those songs with us, man. It's incredible to have been part of your journey over the past couple of years and to be part of this particular moment in your life as well. Dude, I'm sure fans out there are going to absolutely love it.
Oh, bro, I hope so. And thank you guys for your support. You guys have been amazing. The best breakfast show for sure. Just continued support. It's been really rad. Thank you.
We'll do that. So we can follow you on social media at Art Matthews, and we'll see your gig guide there.
Yes. A lot of behind the scenes footage on Instagram and stories like that, and then a lot of Facebook Live stuff as well. So those are the two best ways to catch up with me and check
Epic
out
stuff.
gigs.
All right, tell me about this last track you're performing for us, because you said it was a last-minute slide into the DMs kind of track.
Yeah, no, exactly. The song is 2 weeks old, and it's just one of those songs that just came to me in like literally 20 minutes, beginning to end, arrangement, lyrics, structure, chords, and I'm very happy that it did, and I hope it translates.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Well, here he is, Art Matthews with Should've Stayed.
I just heard that you're on your way, but I don't listen no more. You said come with me to a place I'd never been, that no one else had seen. Without leading me ashore, I should have stayed. Should've known better. Should've never learned to run. Should've not been the best at letting go. I used up all my time that never try to be the best in spite of me. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. For the life of me that day had no idea the pain that floated you away. Was it all my idea? Was it the best of me? Not even heartily. I would feel stronger every day that I should have stayed. I should have known better. Shouldn't have learned to run. I should have not been the best at letting go. I used up all my time that never was enough. I tried to see the best years out with you. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. Ooh, oh, now I used up all my time. Oh, is there ever enough? I try to be the best in spite of me. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. I should have known better, but learned to run. I should have known up to now. I should have stayed. I should have stayed. You should have stayed. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Get in there, Art Matthews, man.
Wow.
That's how
something else, man.
Just Hoenderfleisch. Hoenderfleisch.
Yes.
That album is coming out in June.
I'm getting
so
it.
check it out. It's
I'm
called
getting it.
Impossible Machines.
Yeah.
Follow him at Art Matthews to keep up with what is going on in his world of music. A journey I certainly want to be part of, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great music.
What a journey that he's
100%.
had and what a journey that lies ahead as well.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
You guys,
Gotta
thank you
go,
for joining
gotta go.
us on, I'm going to say, the best breakfast show in the country. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, South Africa.
Show made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.